Welcome to Through the Wire.
Through the wire.
We back, but we three-man weaving. You know, we got to Philly, and Mike got sick, man. I feel like there's always a 30% chance when you travel that you're going to come home sick, and ended up being Mike this time.
That's such a crazy percentage that you just gave. 30% seems very high.
Think about how many people we met. We met over like 200 people, giving handshakes and high fives and hugs and
on
kisses
a dirty-ass plane.
Dirty-ass plane. Some of y'all, I think the plane is the only place I'm like masked up completely because of the circulated air. But like, you know, Mike was stugging it out, and here he is sick. I do want to say, it feels a bit weird that the Lakers lose and then Mike is not here all of a sudden.
I mean, if my favorite team just got swept, I'd probably be sick too.
Well, your favorite teams, none of them had the opportunity to get swept.
Yeah, shout out to Mike, man. Get well. This is why you got to prioritize being clean. You gotta prioritize being clean, washing your hands. I agree with KB. In the airport and on the airplane, I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. Gotta have that mask on, in my opinion. But this is why it's important to sanitize. When you go piss, wash your hands.
Sanitize and wash your ass.
I don't know if Mike does these things.
I don't know.
Sanitize and wash your ass.
But get well soon, Mike. And we don't even know if Mike is sick, to be honest with you.
Nah, he's dealing with it.
No correlation with the lake. But no, he don't know if it's allergies, sick.
Oh,
he
said
what's going on.
He thought it was allergies, and then it started messing with his throat, and then that's like universally.
You
sick, yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, Mike don't want to ever admit to feeling anything.
Yeah.
He don't cry. His throat probably was on fire the whole day.
And he was just in denial.
Damn allergies, yeah. But
ain't nothing worse than getting that scratch in the back of your throat and you just know it's coming, bro.
Yeah. For the next 72 hours.
I wonder, when people don't first get the sense, am I the only person who goes to treat it immediately? I know a lot of people who get some type of sense of it and they just sit like, oh, I'll see if it is. But no. I'm immediately going to get the cough drops, immediately doing everything to get
the
it
vitamin
out the way.
C and all that.
Everything.
Yeah.
The emergency packs is on my fucking counter right now. Because it's just like, what am I waiting for?
Yeah, it is. You definitely get the warning signs, but it's just hard to. I guess some people just be like, fuck it.
Yeah, I hate being sick so much. I get my ass up. I go right to Walgreens.
Being sick is one of the worst things ever, bro. Like, I mean, not one of the worst things ever, but it's like that week is just hell. It just feels terrible.
Yeah.
No, yeah. We back from Philly, though.
Philly was a great show, man.
Shout out to everybody that came through.
Great crowd. Fans show love.
Yeah, it was.
Getting some faces to names that you recognize in the community was dope.
Yeah, for sure.
It was good. It was good. I'm hoping that every stop gets better and better. I think we got things we got to work on and fine tune. But I love the fact that everybody came out. Whenever you have people saying they drove from places that's 6 hours away, 3 hours away, an hour and a half away, is very inspiring.
Yeah,
kinda. You know what I mean? And keep this thing going. But it was good to shake the hands, and we was out there signing and taking pictures for 2 extra hours that I didn't even really.
Yeah, it
didn't even feel like 2 hours because
we was told
it was cool though. It was like fun. It was like y'all been doing this for 2 hours. We thought they were talking about the whole thing.
Yeah,
but just to signing things with y'all, it was like 2 hours. We stayed after and just kicked it with y'all.
In Miami, we coming, man.
Yeah, Miami.
June 15th or 16th is not set in stone just yet. There is no link to RSVP, but we just want to put that on y'all calendar that if you are interested in the Florida area, Miami, June 15th or 16th, Through the Wire, we'll be doing a live show in Miami where the NBA Finals might be taking place, which is kind of cool.
And I'm going to tell y'all, because I don't care. With the RSVP, make sure you RSVP, but knock down the walls, knock down the building. Like, come, pack it out. Make motherfuckers make room for you. If you got to stand in that motherfucker, stand. Ain't no such thing as cutting some shit off if you want to come see Through the Wire. Demand that you get in that motherfucker. Fill that bitch up to capacity. If you got, like I said, if you got to stand in there. Do whatever you got to do. Don't take no for an answer. We want this shit packed out because the feelings and the emotions that people get to be able to sit and chat with us and go back and forth is priceless. And we want everybody to be able to have that moment and come experience a live Through the Wire show. It's real, real dope. And it's only going to continue to get better and better. Like I said, great show in Philadelphia. The first of anything is always kind of like a gauge.
Yeah.
And then you always get better and better after that. So, like I said, good show for the people that came out, but we definitely going to continue to take it up each and every notch in any way that we can to perfect it. But we back at the crib, man.
Yes,
back
we
at
are.
the damn crib. like we never left. And
You know who back at the crib?
The Lakers.
The Lakers.
Well, actually, they were already at the crib.
Well, they staying.
They lost at home.
There's no flight. The only flight is to Cancun potentially.
I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel. A sweep in a conference finals, potentially both. This is where you wish to get the best basketball, but then you also looking at like the Nuggets are out here handling business. So it's also, you got that perspective. I'm kind of caught in the middle of like, do I love that a team is dominating and doing what they do and earning their respect on the way to the finals? Or am I that selfish of a basketball fan where I still want my 6 or 7 games? I still want some dramatics. I still want, the Celtics to fight back and not look so damn cool while they're getting their ass busting on the verge of going home. But, you got the Jimmy Butler story. You got the Nikola Jokic story, the whole Nugget story of every time they've played. The story has been elsewhere. It's about KD and Devin Booker, LeBron and AD. I don't even remember who they played in the first round.
The Timberwolves.
The Timberwolves.
Nobody paid attention to that.
The Timberwolves stole a game. At least they took a game.
Somebody here thought that they was going to take 4 games out of that series.
Who?
Was that me?
It wasn't me. It wasn't you.
Oh, it was you?
I said that?
Yes.
I picked the Timberwolves?
Yes. You remember you were like, oh, I bet it. I was like, make a bet. And I was like, put 1,000 on it then. And you ain't want.
Oh, bro. That was. This was at the last game this was during the last game, game 4. And I was like, hey, KB, they going to do it. They gonna make history. And they going I was fucking around. I was not serious.
But no, I feel what you're saying, though, P. The good thing about it is, like, out of the 7 games we've had in the conference finals, only one of them was a stinker, and that was game 3 between the Celtics and the Miami Heat. Like, the Lakers won every single game, so though it wasn't a longer series, it was like every single moment mattered. But I agree with you, man. I think the more basketball, the better, especially considering if the Miami Heat win tonight, we got a week of nothing. We just going to be sitting around ranking point guards or whatever the hell we do when there's no basketball. But the Denver Nuggets took care of business, and you got to appreciate it. They've been dominant this entire run so far. There's only been one moment that you were thinking like, ooh, is it about to happen? That's when Devin Booker did miss a shot for 2 games. Yeah. But other than that, they've been just coasting, doing exactly what they needed to do. Yesterday, the Lakers made some changes to their starting lineup and stuff, and they told us 2 days before Mo Bamba was available. And I was like, yeah, this series is over. Because Mo Bamba being available was like the biggest talking points. Like, Mo Bamba's not coming in and changing no goddamn series in 2023. So when they said he was available, I knew it was over with. They made the changes. They came out hot. LeBron had his best playoff game of the season, dropping 40-plus points, 30 of those in the first half. And then in the second half, third quarter, they lose by 20 points in that quarter alone. And down the stretch, Nikola Jokic hit some fucking ridiculous shots to show why he's the best in the world, man.
Yeah, I think this was one of those games where it was just fun to see LeBron come out and give us one of those vintage performances. But it's just usually when he does these type of performances is usually enough. But this time, I guess when your co-star Anthony Davis, who is supposed to be the one putting on these type of performances, he doesn't show up throughout 3 quarters. Defensively, he was there, but offensively, the impact just wasn't there. And it's just unfortunate. I would love to see LeBron come out and have one of these performances and actually win and actually get a chance to at least go to Denver, because when you're in these situations, you just got to take it one game at a time.
But I think that's my biggest bone to pick with the Lakers and LeBron is that they came out and they waited till this. I think if you have this performance in game 2, hell, if you have this performance in game 3, there's some life in you. You know what I mean? But the fact that they were hanging on and they were looking for different performances from guys to really get through. You had Anthony Davis inspiring game 1 that really looked like, oh shit, him and Jokic can go head to head. But then the game 2, you know what I mean? And then the disappointing series from a guy like D'Angelo Russell, it was tough for them. It was the different lineup changes. You're starting Schroeder, then Vanderbilt. They flip flopping so much. They needed something like this to be able to hang on to way earlier in the season. This kind of felt like, hey, I'm gonna finally leave everything out on the floor. Which you respect, but I think it means so much more for this team in this series if it happens before you're down 3-0. Mm-hmm. You know, I
want to give a big shout out to Jokic and his defense. It was much improved during this series. This whole playoff run has been really good, especially when you talk about him against Anthony Davis, who when you talk about foot speed and ability to put the ball on the floor, Anthony Davis definitely has him beat, and that's something that Jokic struggles with. And Jokic did a great job, even in pick and rolls and dribble handoffs. He would hedge and he would get back to his man. Like, he did such a good job that is like he was like a completely different defender than you've seen in the past. And I just love to see like players take what's their weakness and they hold themselves accountable when they take pride in that shit and they go get better at it.
Yeah,
and that's amazing.
He killed the narrative last night.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I remember this so specifically because last year in the second round when the Nuggets were going against the Warriors,
He told Draymond.
no, we were in the delivery room. Like Avery was being born during that series. So Avery's born, and the next morning I'm holding her, and I got ESPN on the TV. They were talking about whether or not you can win a championship with a guy like Jokic as your center, because if you remember in that series, Steph Curry and the Warriors fucking decimated that team.
Yeah.
So I'll never forget that segment because that was like the biggest moment of my life, with baby being born. But like he completely killed that narrative at all. There's not a single point in this series, in the last series or the series before that, where you're like, damn, Jokic is overmatched defensively.
I remember him going up to Draymond. It may not have been in the playoffs, but he went to Draymond and he said, I got better, right? Because Draymond was on TNT at one point, and he was criticized. I think this is the year the Warriors weren't in the playoffs, and he was critiquing Jokic's defense. So the following season, after one of their matchups, he ran to Draymond like, you see, I improved. I got better. You see? And Draymond had talked about that in a post-game interview of like, hey, that's what the game is about. Nobody's trying to down nobody, but I'm just speaking on a weakness in your game, and he took it upon himself to get better at it. And that's why I think a lot of the stuff in basketball is fun. We're supposed to have talking points and narratives to create conversations, but this is why the game of basketball is so beautiful, because a lot of this shit just be talk and circumstance, and that's why I kind of don't really dive into that type of shit too much, where you see shit on Twitter like, man, I would take him because his defense and this, that, and the third, because it's just like, all that matters is when the chips is on the table. Like, yeah, I always say guys like these shooting guards who you look at and say, man, but he don't defend. It's like, yeah, when your team is winning 23 games, I don't know anybody who's trying to drop down and get in stance and really guard up. But when the chips is on the table, you see things from players that you don't, that you haven't seen because it's a different stakes. And I understand, some guys are going to defend, but I just think that when certain things line up and it's on the desk, that's what it's all about. And I think this entire playoffs has shown that. Jamal Murray is a guy that I don't know where we ranked him in our rankings, but I guarantee going into the next season, it's going to be a different conversation.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler, I don't think we had him as a top 7 player, top 10 player, but I guarantee going into the season next year is going to be a different conversation. The conversation around Jokic's defense and can you win a championship around him, that's killed. It's just like, it's certain things that happen, and it's weird that it has to take for something crazy to happen to be able to,
It's kind of like, I think you just have to prove it at a certain stage.
Yeah.
I think for people to really believe you have to do it in the playoffs. And I think Jokic has shown in the playoffs that he's a serviceable defender.
But I think that's inaccurate, because everybody bases shit off of shit that ain't in the playoffs.
Yeah,
they're going to tell
true.
you.
Yeah.
They told you Zach LaVine couldn't guard based off of all of the 6 years before he ever played in the playoffs,
And that Devin Booker was empty stats
before he made it to the playoffs. So it's like we have these conversations and these things around players, which I think is rightfully so. I just don't think you tag it on to a player. I think you notice it, you speak on it, but it's like, I don't know, we haven't seen. But like they make whole things about a player based off certain things, and I just think that it's a little too eager to just attach something like empty stats or not a defender. Because shit, I think if you put anybody in the right situation with the right pieces around, they're going to be at least an average defender and not a below average. Same thing with a guy who defends. If you put them around a bunch of motherfuckers who are in a losing situation, they're not defending, and there's no accountability, I don't think they're going to defend.
No,
unless he's just a fucking Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is probably the guy who was defending everywhere. But yeah, it's a good playoffs. I am a little worried, like KB said, that we'll have a week of nothing. I just wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
Even getting to this point where it's only a game a night, we kind of was like, damn. Just a week ago or 2 weeks ago, we had fucking three, four games every night, and it just goes. And before you know it, we're gonna be here with nothing to watch, and just gotta wait to the draft and all of that shit and the speculations.
Luckily, the
rumors.
speculations start as soon as a team gets
Yeah.
eliminated.
Immediately.
Now,
LeBron's retiring.
Dallas is linked to Anthony Davis.
The Knicks are the leading favorite to get LeBron if he leaves the Lakers.
That
The
is
Rockets
crazy.
are interested in Chris Paul again, apparently.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I think
Why would they run back to James Harden, Chris Paul?
They just want that veteran presence
They
so
want
bad.
something. They need. We're gonna talk about all those rumors a little bit later.
Yeah.
But Jamal Murray, another one of those players that like increases his play come playoff time. We've seen it time and time again. Same thing with Jokic, by the way. Jokic's numbers are ridiculous. You know, when you think about, I think he's averaging like 31, 12, and 9 in
I think
his
last
playoff
night he
career.
passed Will Chamberlain in triple doubles in the playoffs.
Like, that's ridiculous, right? And I mean, he hasn't had a ton of crazy runs yet. This is like the first NBA Finals appearance. He had the conference finals appearance in the bubble. So they did get their lick back against the Lakers. So that's something. But yeah, he continues to up his play, and that's dope because we don't see every star player do that. We're like, I'm not even saying that the lights are brighter, but the defensive schemes are different once we come to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And we see that with Joel Embiid, right? Where teams defend him a lot differently in the postseason than the regular season, and his numbers drop. Jokic is like, I don't care what you throw at me. I'm going to continue to do my thing. Jamal Murray, I don't care what you throw at me. I'm going to continue to do my thing. Even though last night we were in this court and Jamal Murray had like 3 back-to-back possessions where he was just dribble, and we was like, what the hell are you doing? Luckily for them, they got
came out,
the stop, and he was the reason for the stop. He got all ball to tie LeBron up, and here they are going to the conference or going to the NBA Finals. Coach Mike Malone did a great job this entire series, I would say.
especially after game 1 where like it looked like they kind of had a scheme on them, and he managed to use Aaron Gordon to make sure he can stay on the basketball court. Especially last night, Aaron Gordon just kind of took off offensively. He had one of his best offensive games of the series.
Great because he stayed ready. Because if game 3, he didn't play in the fourth quarter. They went with Jeff Green to close out the game. And in this one, you couldn't take him off the floor because he was doing so much great stuff, whether it be backdoor lobs or hitting 3 threes when he had hit 0 threes going into that game in this series. So everybody stepped up, and they even shortened the rotation for game 4, where it felt like when LeBron was going crazy and they were down by double-digit points in the first half, if you're the Nuggets, you're like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you want to come out and compete in the second half, but if we don't win, we go back to Denver where we're unstoppable and we'll just close this out in 5. But instead, Mike Malone shortened his rotation, went with his guys, and his guys came through. And they clamped up defensively. And the Lakers thing, as far as like having these long spouts of not being able to score the ball, continued to stay the point. And that's when the Nuggets went on a run.
Yeah, LeBron that third quarter, he came out and he wasn't the same LeBron you saw in the first half.
He gave so much.
Yeah, he gave so much, and it's like, damn, who the hell else gonna help him? Yeah. And it's like, unfortunately, nobody did. And then Denver cuts that lead. They end up coming up back and going up 83-81, and then it's just the rest of it was history at that point. Because
that Lakers gift that got them this far kind of was also the curse, because they had this by committee thing outside of LeBron and Anthony Davis. And I feel like in this series particular, when they couldn't get something from a guy, they hurried up and ushered in somebody else.
Yeah.
So they started Schroeder. That shit didn't really go their way. Then they felt they needed more size. They put in Vanderbilt. Then D'Angelo Russell started struggling. You saw more minutes from Lonnie Walker. This last game, D'Angelo Russell didn't even start. So it's like they just had so much that they were trying to go versus a team like Denver, who I felt had a consistent
punch.
Yeah, consistent punch of people that they can rely on. Even when Michael Porter Jr. wasn't necessarily having his best moments, they had him out there on the floor and was like, shit, you know, if he continues to get these looks, he's going to make the ones that we need to win the game.
And the defense respects you enough. The defense is going to guard you regardless.
For sure. And
I think part of that goes to continuity, right? Where the Lakers basically having this roster for 3 months before then, they just still trying to figure out what the best lineups are. And then the Denver Nuggets have been this way all season long. I mean, even before Jamal Murray got injured, they had that 4 or 5 game stretch with Aaron Gordon that looked pretty good. Yeah. So they's like, we know our guys, we trust everybody, and we just gonna run it the way we can. But he did throughout the series kind of feel for it, right? With like I said, with Aaron Gordon not playing the fourth quarter, game 3. Michael Porter Jr. had a game, it might have been 2, where he didn't play the fourth quarter. Where it's like we gonna run with our guys. And that game it was Bruce Brown, and the other game it was Jeff Green. But yeah, Darvin Ham was grasping for straws. He's like, Tristan Thompson, can you do something?
Tristan Thompson came in and gave him some energy, but
he did, but it's still Tristan Thompson. It was fourth quarter, 4.5 minutes to go.
Him and AD.
They did a clear out. Well, him and AD on the court together, still crazy. But like they did a clear out and gave him a post touch in a winner go home game for them. Tristan Thompson got a post touch, and I'm like, bro, what is?
They had that man doing the halftime interview.
Yes.
That was crazy.
Yes,
Because LeBron didn't even wait to the end of the quarter. LeBron left.
He did.
Yeah, he left way before. Like, not way before, but like 10, 15 seconds before the quarter ended. So, like.
Yeah, he was gassed, man.
I don't blame him. Shit, I just scored 30 in the first half.
I bring all that up to try to just figure out where they're going to pivot in the offseason. And I think that's where they may try to push all of the chips in for Kyrie.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat with you.
Yeah, just because it's just like, in reality, during that stretch to get them over the hump and to get them here, it felt like, we had all of these different options. But when it came down to that moment, you're still missing somebody that you can count on to help you get one of those buckets outside of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, who can also complement those guys. And I think Kyrie Irving is that answer. Obviously, it's going to be different things with Kyrie Irving because he could go back to the Mavericks. You'd have to clear out a lot of different things. I know they're prioritizing Austin
It'll probably
Reeves.
be a signing. It's definitely going to be a signing trade.
Apparently, there was a handshake deal between Nico Harrison and Kyrie Irving. So that's something to look at. But
the Lakers offseason is interesting because as of right now, Anthony Davis, LeBron, Vanderbilt, and Max Christie are the only people with guaranteed contracts for next season. Vanderbilt is like $4 million. Max Christie is like $1 million, and of course LeBron is 46, and Anthony Davis is 40. So after that, if you announce the right zone, D'Angelo Russell and pretty much everybody else not named Austin Reeves, you have like $34 million in cap, which is not a max contract spot, but for some people, $34 million, maybe Kyrie would be willing to take $34 million, but then now you just have Vanderbilt, AD, Kyrie, LeBron, and then whatever you match with Austin Reeves, and you got like a 5 to 6 man team, and now you have to build the rest with minimum contracts and stuff.
I might take my chances.
Yeah,
luckily
all LeBron teams have been like that. Like the championship teams where it's like we got our guys and we're going to sign Shane Battier to whatever.
Do you think that
Mike Miller?
Do you think that there are veterans out there that would look at the Lakers and be like, that's the team that I want to ring chase on? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you have a good point there. It's also a lot different because those teams, you could sacrifice that because LeBron was so younger and he was willing to backpack.
Yeah.
Now it's like you got.
They also all do have the Los Angeles advantage where like everybody wants to live in LA,
Yeah.
So maybe we'll take a minimum.
And I think they're also a team that doesn't really care to pay the luxury tax to go in to like actually have to pay more money.
Are they willing to do it?
Yeah. I feel like they're definitely a team that's willing to do it, especially when you look at the fact that LeBron is hinting at retirement and shit. So like
I think that's fully leverage.
Yeah, for sure. And I hope he uses it to his full advantage. Because honestly, if I'm LeBron, I kind of want number 5. Shit. If Dwayne here, no, I know he really wants it. And if I could go somewhere else and do it as LeBron James, I'm gonna do it. I don't really care.
You bring up a good point, KB. I now that I'm kind of thinking about it, I don't even really think that should exist no more. Like, remember when he first got to Miami or the Miami years, they literally was like, Mike Miller,
Ray Allen.
Yeah, just come rock with us. That ain't really in the NBA right now. Like,
No.
Melo just retired, which we're going to have to talk about and acknowledge. But, like, that's the type of guy who would have been like a Shane Battier, Rashard Lewis. Those guys is out of the league now. J.R. Smith is supposed to be a guy that's, jumping around on playoff contending teams. The league is kind of going extremely.
He's a golfer now.
Huh?
He's a golfer now.
Yeah, the league
And
is
in
kind of
college.
going more younger.
So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to look at some players here, and like these are dudes that will be free agents that I'm assuming won't get bigger bags from other teams. And these are like the ring chasing, type of dudes. The first name on this list
Kevin
is
Love?
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose to the
Will
Lakers.
Barton. I'm just gonna name them. Will
Oh.
Barton.
But let's stop on Derrick Rose. This is why I say it's like that should. Derrick Rose is the prime example of a Carlos Arroyo, white chocolate Jason Williams that's supposed to be on these teams. He was just on a playoff team and didn't play a minute.
Yep.
The man didn't even have his accessories on.
We'll never forget that.
Yeah,
I don't think
That
that's
was
funny.
crazy. He was just naked out there.
You got like Josh Richardson. Is Josh Richardson getting more than a couple $1 million? He was good this season.
He was really
Yeah.
good. I don't even put him in that boat. He's how old is he?
It doesn't say right
You
here.
You had to you skip, I think you
29.7.
skipped past Will Barton. I think Will Barton could be a guy that could be a Laker next
But
season.
Will Barton couldn't even really play
Yeah,
on
on
the
the Wizards.
Raptors or the Wizards. Yeah, or the Wizards where
I forgot he was on a Raptors.
Yeah.
It gets rough after that because you got like Dario Saric, who was good, so he probably gonna get a real contract. Seth Curry, good, probably getting a real contract.
Yeah, Seth Curry's getting paid wherever he goes.
Joe Ingles, 36 years old,
Didn't really do anything. high popping.
maybe Rudy Gay.
I could.
But he's
Rudy
also
Gay.
got a player option for
Yeah.
$6 million that he might take because $6 million is a lot
I mean,
of
I
money
would
for him.
fuck with Rudy Gay, but I don't know how much I can rely. It's like a Jeff Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I could also see him going to the Lakers though.
Torrey Craig, Corey Joe.
Now
Torrey
Torrey
Craig, yeah.
Torrey Craig, I would have to take my chance on.
Yeah,
Torrey
because he
Craig.
showed us some stuff in the playoffs.
Not that I would think he would play like that.
Right. But even then, like we're talking players that should be getting 7 minutes in the playoff run, not somebody dramatic. So, we'll see exactly what this offseason looks like because Rob Pelinka made those trades, and those trades were great to get them to the point they are. Rui Hachimura was a great pickup, and they're still interested in bringing him back. So we have to maybe account for him. D'Angelo Russell, Jared Vanderbilt, and Malik Beasley played a huge part in the regular season. But once we got to the postseason, outside of D'Angelo Russell hitting those 3 back-to-back threes against the Warriors, he was kind of non-existent, especially in the conference finals. Malik Beasley got literally no PT, and then Jared Vanderbilt played a couple minutes. So, like,
And he was supposed to be like they Swiss Army knife.
yeah, and they
like doing everything.
luckily enough for them, they didn't give up a ton to get those 3 players. So getting rid of them or trading Vanderbilt away again for the fucking 12th time for Vanderbilt won't hurt too much depending on what you get back. But yeah, it went from like D'Angelo Russell and the Lakers are interested, have mutual agreements to maybe sign him back to me like, damn, do we really want D'Angelo Russell?
I know they're glad they didn't sign that extension.
I mean, he was hounded every series that they played.
Yeah.
Every series. And sometimes they were able to cover it up because Anthony Davis is great at what he does. But for the most part, when you got such a cognizant guy in like Nikola Jokic and a bunch of shooters, he was unplayable, especially if he wasn't scoring himself. So if you want to make a championship run, can you rely on a guy like he's making $27 million this season and couldn't play in the playoffs?
I'm very interested to see what his market is going to be because like when you look around the landscape, not many teams really need a starting PG, and I think he's looking to be a starting PG
Future
somewhere.
Houston Rocket.
And like I don't really see it.
The other thing the Lakers do have is a 17th overall pick.
Yeah.
They have a 17th overall pick. I like that spot in this particular draft.
That's like $3.5 million in the cap hold.
That's definitely getting traded this offseason, I feel like.
You think so?
And I think that's where they make their mistakes at, because that's what I'm saying. The league people aren't signing the Will Bartons anymore to be on these championship teams, or they're getting younger. So
but you know what? The 76ers got DeAnthony Melton for a pick that was like 22nd. And DeAnthony Melton is a really good NBA role player. So maybe Darrick is right, but again, it messes up the cap space if you want to bring in a Kyrie Irving.
I also don't know their situation about their other picks because they trade so many picks. Do they have is it the stipend rule stopping them from trading this pick?
Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Because the Lakers have traded so many damn picks. It's just like you can't trade every pick. You know what I mean? You got that clause where it's like you can only do the odd years or the even years because you can't trade them back to back. This may be one of those years where the motherfuckers can't make them trade. You got to draft. You got to draft your prospect this time. But I look at like the Nuggets. They had times where this dude ain't a part of the major thing. But a Christian Brown was able to give you some minutes.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
and sometimes that's all you need.
That's
you
all you need
a
is a couple minutes. Hey,
of not being asked.
Yeah, just
he
be good.
That.
If Jokic is in foul trouble, come in and just play. Just give us some serviceable minutes, and that's sometimes just something that helps you win championships.
They've done a damn good job drafting.
Yeah, they have.
I just wish Signaji turned out to play like good, but he hasn't played.
And next year, Christian Brown might turn into take
something
those
more,
steps where you don't have to F up your team by saying I have to pay Bruce Brown now if he goes out and have a bigger market because of this is how it happens. You're going to championship run.
Yeah, for
a couple
sure.
of your guys on your roster are going to be out there in an open market looking.
And
to
Bruce
get a little
Brown's
bag.
going to be a guy that teams are looking at just because of his play on the court for sure.
Yeah,
championship teams want Bruce Brown.
And the Lakers, you see what Austin Reeves turned it to.
Yeah,
like you should have confidence in trying to draft and put guys in there because it has to happen. This pick, Max Christie's going to have to do something.
Maybe for them, they don't look at that pick as super valuable themselves because they have been able to do it on the undrafted market with Austin Reeves, Alex Caruso, these type of dudes. That maybe like, man, we'll be able to find a diamond in the rough that didn't get picked up. So maybe we can move this 17th overall pick to a team like the Bulls who have no draft capital at all this season, first round or second round, and we'll take back Alex Caruso.
They're stupid. If you can find a diamond,
I don't know why I thought you were about to say DeMar DeRozan.
If you can find a diamond in the rough undrafted, imagine what you can do at 17
with an actual pick.
Yeah,
that would be my logic and my IQ behind it. I'm with Darrick though. I'm very interested to see D'Angelo Russell's market because it's already limited teams out there.
It's gonna be like a left field team. Like, damn, why did he go there? Or damn, why did they sign him? I swear, I feel it happening.
Sun signed D'Angelo Russell,
right? Somehow. But no, I really appreciate what the Nuggets did this series, man. I'm excited to see them in the finals for the first time in franchise history.
I think this is one of the most underrated, dominant postseason runs that we've seen. They're taking care of business.
LeBron said it was the best team he's played against.
Ever?
Yeah.
He said he said the best team me and AD have played against. So in his Lakers tenure.
Okay, my bad.
Because he definitely got swept in the finals before by the Spurs. So
yeah, and the Warriors.
Not swept.
No, he did get swept one year.
Oh,
that first year with KD when he dropped 51 and J.R. Smith.
Oh, the J.R. Smith moment.
Yeah,
For some reason, I chalked that up as one win. I thought it was in 5. Damn, Brian. But yeah, the best team him and AD have seen. And if you look at it, yeah, for the most part. I mean, first of all, they've only got 2 real playoff runs. It was the 2020 bubble. And then now the other years they got to the first round and lost, and then they ended up in the play-in. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they had a ton of playoff experience other than the 2020 championship. But that feels like a fact, right?
I mean, it was I guess the best team was Jimmy Butler and Bam them
at that point.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Or the Suns that they lost to in the first round. You know, when Anthony Davis got injured.
Oh, yeah.
And that team also went to the finals, right? That was the year that the Suns ended up in the finals.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was.
I'm going to take that Miami Heat team. That team was cooking on all cylinders.
But
Jimmy Butler
they ended up winning against them, though.
They did, but that was still a good team.
And they took them to 6,
Who?
Duncan Robinson got $90 million.
Was on that Heat team in the bubble.
Jay Crowder also was on that Heat team.
Jay Crowder.
You know, I was watching some old footage of Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, and they were going against the Heat
and the Mavericks, right?
And the Heat, no, not that one. Not in the bubble. I'm talking before bubble. But the Heat had a lineup that was Luol Deng, Justice Winslow, and Amari Stoudemire on the court together.
I remember them Amari Stoudemire.
I'm like, holy
that was a good
fuck,
2K
bro.
team.
I forgot about Amari Stoudemire in Miami, bro.
That was a real good 2K team. You could get a little bit out of him.
If you want to waste 3 hours of your life, go watch Michael Kidd-Gilchrist shoot all the jump shots in his career.
Or go watch him in high school. We was like, damn, this dude fucking these motherfuckers up. At St. Pat's.
That'd be so many NBA players like highlight reel when they in high school. They just be fucking niggas up, bro.
Just bigger, stronger, faster. Then you get to the level where it evens out. It's like, oh shit, I'm fucked up.
That's why it'd be hard to gauge like high school players if they don't play their first year in college. It'd be like, how good is he gonna be?
I think that's the questions that the scouts are having about the Thompson twins right now. They play,
but I feel like I feel like when you watch it, there's shit that you should be able to see, especially if that's your job with like the scouts. That's translatable. So like
when I was looking at Shaedon Sharp's high school game play, it was like he's just way bigger and way more athletic than everybody on the court.
He also shot off the dribble, shot off the catch. There were certain things versus like Michael Kidd-Gilchrist overpowered. He dunked on everybody.
I watched. If you go to YouTube and type in Michael Kidd-Gilchrist high school or college like highlights, I watched every single one of those videos. Didn't see one jump shot, not one, until he got to the league.
And he was a defensive monster. They played against Austin Rivers in high school, and he was blocking and taking the ball out of people's hands and going down and dunking.
Zion's high school highlights were crazy too.
Yeah.
But his actually translated to the league.
Yeah. I also watched Corey Brewer's 50-point game again.
Leaking out
cherry picking, but in that first quarter, he got like 4 steals on Jeremy Lin, and then started into layups. So that was one. No disrespect to Corey Brewer, that was one of the like most boring 50-pointers because it was all layups. It's all layups. He was just getting to the basket at will.
With the Timberwolves, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It was a good. It was fun though. I've been doing a lot of random shit like that. I'm gearing myself up for the off season where there's no hoops, so I'm just watching random.
That's
shit.
the most fun. Like those are my favorite streams. I've had streams that I do, and they're just comment.
And can't you watch all the Hardwood Classics now on the NBA app?
Absolutely. Hardwood Classics, every playoff game from 2000, if I'm not mistaken, is on the NBA app right now. Not a sponsor, but no, it's deeper than that because you could go watch every single Bulls dynasty win too.
Okay.
So it's beginning of the 90s. You could watch every single finals game.
I might go back and watch some. I was listening to Jay-Z while I was lifting yesterday, and he said something like, "I'm Diesel when I hold this 8 down." And I'm like, oh, that made me want to go watch the Lakers.
Yeah.
Like, damn, you feel me? I was stopped mid-lift like, oh, okay, look, Kobe bar.
I like that.
Rest in peace to my boy, man. Rest in peace to my boy. That's the blueprint. That's when Kobe and Shaq was at they peak of powers.
On the D's of the way I hold this A down. That's a bar.
Yeah, no, that was a bar. But
Switch conferences.
3-0
lead for the Miami Heat right now.
But this is what I'm gonna say to tie them in. I like the way that this is gearing up. Please shut the fuck up on Twitter talking about the views and ratings.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't make money off of the ratings.
No person that's watching should care about the ratings because none of us get paid NBA money.
Who gives a fuck?
The ratings are for
Adam Silver
the
now.
owners. Yeah, the owner is an Adam Silver.
And I beg to differ. I think people will tune in because it's going to be so interesting.
You get to watch two guys potentially get their first championship. And Jokic and Jimmy.
I think a lot of people don't count on how much people fuck with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Especially in Chicago. Like, I was in the studio yesterday with a crowded studio of people who don't really watch basketball like that, and they was talking that shit for Jimmy. Like, man, Jimmy getting that shit.
I feel like once you're a Bull and you play how you did play, like Jimmy did for the Bulls, you're going to always be someone we love.
And he's doing a lot of interviews just giving praise to his time in Chicago. It's like, damn, I miss that dude.
And I think he also plays like a Chicago person.
Yeah, he does.
He plays with like
that gritty toughness.
I don't give a fuck. What's popping?
A lot of energy.
Yeah, I'm taking the ball.
So that's what he said. He gave credit to Derrick Rose for that.
Oh, yeah, he did.
He was saying that in his first year, he came into it and Derrick Rose, Joe Kim, and Luau was all on each other's ass. And he was like, that's Derrick Rose. Why the hell is that seventh man on the roster cursing him out for this misrotation? And he was like, that's all I know in basketball because that was my first time.
He said that recently? Because I feel like he said that.
Well, I don't know if he said it recently, but the interview re-popped up on the timeline.
I think that's from the Timberwolves days.
Oh, okay.
But he was just saying, like, that's all I know. So he's like, sometimes I rub people the wrong way because I came into the league with this energy.
That came from the Timberwolves shit because of the shit he was explaining then. So, yeah.
So, still, I just got nothing but love for Jimmy Butler, man.
I think locker rooms need that kind of accountability. That's literally like what builds championship.
Life needs that type of accountability.
For sure.
That's what I was just talking to somebody about. Like, that's the person I am. Where hold me accountable, and I'll hold you accountable, and we can do what's best.
Facts.
I can't work and be a part of shit where motherfuckers can't tell nobody nothing. Where everybody is sensitive and the panties in a bunch, or it's like, oh, he's mean, and if that's how it is, I won't say nothing. Because for me, when people care about me is when they tell me the real shit. Don't have me go out in the hallway with mustard on my lip. Let me know that I have mustard on my shirt. You feel me? That I don't fuck with people who will let you walk off the ledge.
Yeah.
Like, no. Correct me. Because if you fuck with me and you care about me and you want us to win, you're going to correct my wrongdoings. A person who will let you just be fucked up out here, they don't give a fuck about you. So I agree. In a locker room, in a basketball sense, in a work environment, at school, anything like that, when you have a team and you have a group of people holding each other accountable and holding each other down, I think that shows in all areas of life. And I think, that goes the same way in the locker room. And that's why I like these two teams, because they both have the championship feel, because you have two teams that have guys that headline Jamal Murray, Jokic, Jimmy, and Bam. But Bruce Brown had a night. Gabe Vincent had a night. So when they play against each other, that could go for some crazy wild card shit where, like, man, Gabe Vincent may hit 6 threes, or Bruce Brown might fucking come out of nowhere and hit 4 threes. Another thing that I want my credit for, and I waited to this episode. I didn't say shit on Twitter. I ain't say shit in the past episodes. Caleb fucking Martin. 5 months ago, I came on this podcast and I said, buy stock in Caleb Martin. Y'all motherfuckers can find anything of anybody being wrong. Somebody dig my shit up for me and send me my clip, because Caleb Martin is playing out of his fucking mind right now.
Did you see
I told y'all 5 months ago to buy his stock.
How he got a job? That's crazy.
Shout out
J. Cole calling Karan Butler and saying, hey, my boy Caleb Martin, he free.
And now he's shooting 67% from 3.
Should J. Cole get a ring if they win? I've seen that conversation.
They should retire his number like they retired Jordan number. He ain't play for that organization.
I seen a rumor that Pat Riley said that he would unretire 23 for Jimmy if he wanted it. I don't know if it's true. I just seen that.
They fucking love Jimmy Butler.
An organization can unretire a number?
Absolutely.
What the fuck? Yeah.
As much as they can put him up, they can take him down.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how often it's happened, but they can.
Oh, wow.
There's also shit where you don't have to unretire. You just let somebody. The Dallas Cowboys 88 for Michael Irvin is retired, but Dez Bryant has worn it. CD Lamb is weird. I think
it's like a respect team from the.
He'll come in and let a motherfucker wear it, or if they ask for his approval, it's like, you know what? Yeah, you that boy.
Because I think you could do.
But it's like the 7th round pick. Hey, I want to wear 88.
No.
Jalen Green's went on podcast P, and he said that he tried when he got drafted. I think he wears number 4 now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But his rookie season with number 0.
Yes, he did.
Because Daniel House had the number 4, and he was like, "It's Daniel House." I tried to pay him all the money or whatever, and he couldn't get Daniel House to get the number.
Daniel House, that's wild because he's now with the Sixers and was not wearing 4, so it ain't like 4.
Hey, 4 might be retired. You know this? Oh, you said the Sixers. 4 still might. Who could be number 4 with the Sixers? I don't know, but he loved the number 4 for whatever reason, and he's a Houston native, so Jalen Green couldn't get him to change his number.
It may be the rookie shit.
Yeah.
The rookie, you gonna wear 0.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jalen Green definitely was wearing 4 all through high school and then the G League, so that's definitely his number. But Miami Heat, they handling business. I said it at the live show when somebody asked who's been our favorite people to watch in these playoffs. I wasn't even trying to be
Number
funny.
4 is retired for the 76ers.
Who is it?
Dolph Shays.
Oh, okay. He always gets the 2K card. We should
Yes,
have
he
known.
does.
Y'all remember when we did that promo for TNT? Like when y'all had asked who we got in this series. I had said Miami Heat because Gabe Vincent and Max Strus will give the Miami Heat problems with they shooting that they've been doing so far, and they did
I don't
it.
remember that.
Right?
I believe you picked the Heat for Jimmy Butler, but I don't remember.
The specifics.
Because I remember reading the comment section and people were like, "Bro just said we got to worry about Gabe Vincent and Max Strus with laughing emojis."
Right. Here we are. I have picked against the Miami Heat in every single series this
Same.
playoff run. and this is what I wanted to ask on this show, or just something I've been thinking about a lot lately. At what point do we use what we seen and get rid of history? And the reason I ask this because in both conferences we saw something, right? Last year, the Miami Heat were the 1 seed. They were the best three-point shooting team of ball. And then this year, they struggled heavily. They had a lot of injuries. They went from the best three-point shooting team in the league to like the second half of the thing. So we took that at face value and say, hey, it's not the Miami Heat season. We go to the opposing conference. We saw the Golden State Warriors win a championship last year and this year be fucking bad on the road. And we all said that, no, they can't do it. And we were right about that. And we said that the Miami Heat couldn't replicate that. And we were wrong about that. So at what point do we look at history? At what point do we look at the sample size of the current season to make our assumptions? Because as of right now, there is nothing that you can attach to. Because, yeah, the Heat were good last season. But the fucking Warriors won a championship last season. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a mixture of both. But like the not winning on the road thing is something that's like prominent and you have to win on the road. I know I thought the Warriors would be a team that can for sure get that one game that they need.
But they won on the road in a Game 7 closeout against the Kings.
Yeah, they did.
Mm-hmm. They
So,
won
like,
2 games against the Kings.
Yeah,
in a row.
Yeah.
So it's like.
But then that
that's again the
second
same
round,
point.
the second round against the Lakers, did they win a road game?
No.
Yeah, so it's that their weakness right there.
But they lost that series. They just
Yeah.
You could also say that they just lost to a team that was better than them. But it's like I would say in that same situation against the Kings, you would say, hey, they haven't won on the road, so I'm gonna pick the Kings to win Game 7, and they go out and say, hey, that shit don't matter. I think that still ties into the same theory of like you can look at the shit overall, but some shit just don't matter. I just look at the matchup and I pick my team off there. People on Twitter and fans who are fans of team, they try to act like you're not fucking with their team or you're discrediting the team. And for the Miami Heat, we came in, they were matched up with the team that I thought was going to the finals, so I didn't pick them then. And then they came to a team against the Knicks, and we had more depth that you thought would be overpowering. And then Julius Randle's ankle carried over, and then even when Jimmy Butler got hurt, their depth kind of outplayed ours, which surprised everybody. I think even Miami Heat fans like Smalls was telling me like, man, I didn't think our supporting cast would outplay y'all by that much. And then you come here where it's like, damn, Jimmy had the ankle injury. It seems like they've gotten the best out of their players. They may hit that wall, and the Celtics are also as deep and just has more talent. And they outpower and playing them air. And I don't feel bad about none of my picks. I just think the Miami Heat have been a pleasure to see them outplay every pick. But
I think that people also look at when you make a prediction and think that that's what you're rooting for, when in reality, I'm not rooting for a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
My
I
team's
picked
not
against
involved.
the Knicks, and you think I thought the Cavs was gonna win. And
Right.
every game I was rooting for my Knicks. So
Yeah.
that's
you could also be a fan while also giving like your honest opinion on
You
it.
have to.
Yeah.
You have to. If you want to survive in this industry that we're in and you want to be able to exist in this space, I think you have to be able to have a non-biased perspective. And also, not give a fuck about what's going on Twitter.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been years since I gave a fuck about what anybody is saying on Twitter or in the comments. I just don't care because I have to make my judgment based off me. Everybody else could say, hey, I'm picking the Heat because they're hot. I can't afford to do that personally. I can't just say that's my whole thing. It could be a part of it, but I'm taking it to all type of shit. The matchup, what you did last series, how this guy's performing. But even then, in the playoffs and in basketball and in sports, that shit don't matter. In baseball, you can have the opening round where a guy hit 3 home runs in that 3-game series. And then in the next fucking round, he can go on a slump and be 1 of fucking 12. And then in the World Series, he could get back hot. Mm-hmm. It's just the way that we might have a guy, Duncan Robinson was unplayable all season. And now he's making shots again and taking guys off the dribble.
Beating Jason Tatum off the dribble. Beating Greg Williams off the dribble.
Like, sports and this shit is all about, life is all about timing. You know what I mean? When the stars align and it's perfect timing and shit collides, there's no history, statistic, or matchup that can fucking matter when shit is clicking. And that's why I tip my hat off to a guy like Eric Spoelstra, because I genuinely believe he put his players in the best position to strike.
And you could tell that they all got that confidence. Like, that locker room just feel like that's a locker room you want to be a part of.
Yeah.
And it's just like, when you got Jimmy being the head of the snake and he's willing to like get guys the ball unwillingly and bam, rebounding the ball, pushing the tempo, getting his shoot. Like, there's so much good continuity with this team that it's like you didn't see it at first, but now you'd be like, damn, this team plays good basketball. They believe in each other. Yeah. And defensively they're gonna bring it too.
Those little things are so important at every level of basketball. And I think we gloss over it because the season is so fast and there's so much going on. You know, you're in the middle of a playoff series and James Harden go to the Rockets and that's where our attention is. But there is little intricate details in the game when you talk about, Jimmy Butler kicking it out to Kevin Love for 3 and, Kyle Lowry, having conversations and pulling guys to the side, telling Gabe Vincent, hey, this is what you do, you know what I mean? Or calling him. Those are the little things that instill confidence in a guy for the team to be like, man, you ain't been on shit, but we still kicking it out to you.
Yeah, for sure.
And now he's making the shots and his confidence is at an all-time high because it's like we believe in you and we're okay with that. Bam, the social media and Twitter is asking you to give them 30 and 15. You don't want to do that. That's fine. That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. We'll take what you want to do and we're going to rock out that way. You know what I'm saying? Just be aggressive, but you don't have to be a player that you don't want to be. I'm Jimmy Butler. I'm not finna act like I'm Kevin Durant all of a sudden. You know what I mean? When guys come at me, I'm going to make the right play, trust Gabe Vincent, trust Duncan Robinson, trust fucking Caleb Martin, and y'all are going to be empowered, and we're going to win that way. Because Jimmy Butler can win you a series, but Jimmy Butler can't win you a championship single-handedly. And I think we're seeing these performances because of that trust, and also from him, and then also from Eric Spoelstra. And I think it's the same thing with the Nuggets. It's nothing crazier that I've seen from this playoff run than every time the Nuggets win, Mike Malone goes and hugs Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
That is something that don't show up in a box score. That's not something that they're going to talk about at the post-game interview. But there is something there that you can't create that's just like a love and a bond there from Jamal Murray being hurt and thinking he was damaged goods, and his coach and his franchise and his teammates believe in him, and it's showing every win they get. Mike Malone and him is sharing some crazy hug, and I seen it like in the last round, and I seen it in like the game 2, and I'm like, motherfucker, y'all just won game 2. But then they hit me like, oh shit, Jamal Murray's been through so much, and Mike Malone has been there for him for the ride, and for them to be finally being able to win and get where they want to go, I can only imagine the emotions that come along with it.
That story of Mike Malone saying that Jamal Murray was like, he felt like they were going to trade him because he was damaged goods and like.
Well, Jamal Murray, you can't get traded when you don't have no value, homie. You know what you was crying for. Everybody wanted your ass at that time.
You remember they cleared him to play ball again, and he decided that he wasn't ready, and people were pissed about it.
Yeah,
like, come on, bro, come move.
Yeah,
in the finals.
Who were they playing against?
They were playing against the Warriors.
Okay.
There's no need to just jump into a playoff series coming off a torn ACL.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Or any like the
some injuries, yeah, but not something like that.
The Tyler Hero's a good example. Like right now, they're 1 game away, and they said when he got injured, he would be ready for the finals.
Yeah.
None of us believed that they was gonna be.
Yeah, I thought he should just booked his vacation.
Right. But now they 1 game away, and you're like, okay, we just played our best basketball. Do we throw him back into the fire?
Do not at all.
I think I can see it both ways, right? Because one of the reasons why the Miami Heat have been so good is that there's basically nobody that you can hunt, and in the playoffs it's hunting season, right? Especially if Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Hold on, bring this guy here. In this case,
Tyler Hero.
It's going to be Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
But it had been Duncan Robinson, and they tried to do that in Game 3, but Duncan Robinson was like preventing Jason Tatum from doing it. There was one play on the left wing where they did get the switch of Duncan Robinson on Jason Tatum, and what did Tatum do?
Took a step back three.
And three.
Duncan Robinson's long wingspan contested it, and he airballed.
It's like, bro, like it's we've seen hunting matchups for years and years and years in the playoffs. And if you bring Tyler Hero back into that, he's the hunted on Jamal Murray and all of these other dudes. But
he also plays zone.
There is a world where like you might need that. You might need that punch, that scoring punch, because the Nuggets are going to score. I love the Miami Heat defense. They just went against the Lakers, who are the best defensive team all playoffs, and was like, we going to drop 115 points without even breaking a sweat. So you might need a Tyler Hero offensive thing just in case, break in case of emergency. So I can see it both ways. I don't know what Eric Spoelstra and the team is going to do. More likely than not, they're going to bring him back because he's Tyler Hero and you paid him $30 million to play basketball. But
Matchup-wise, defensively, I like the Heat more than I like the Lakers. Because they have
versatility.
They have versatility. Well, okay, three things. They have versatility. They have an on-ball person, and they have a center
that can switch.
Anthony Davis can't do everything for the Lakers defensively, and they were kind of counting on that, and he was able to do it in previous series. But Jamal Murray is a jump shooter, unlike Ja, who's a driver, so it's hard to eliminate. And the Miami Heat can have a Jimmy Butler where he can take that matchup of him on Jamal Murray, and Bam can do his thing on Jokic, and then you have the rest of the guys just being versatile. I don't feel like the Lakers had that. All series long, I was trying to figure out who could they put on Jamal Murray. You can't ask LeBron to do it at this state. D'Angelo Russell, absolutely no. Austin Reeves, they started Schroeder forward and different things, but even at certain times he was just too big for Schroeder. Jared Vanderbilt, but he was like, on offense, what do we do with him then? So I feel like the Miami Heat actually have, some stuff and some recipes there to not stop him.
Yeah, for sure. But that two-man game with Joel and Jamal is one of the best in the league. Probably the best.
Nicole, you said Joel.
Oh, shit. Sorry, Nicola. Nicola. And I feel like Bam and Jimmy, with Bam's foot speed and ability to defend on the perimeter, is going to give them a very good chance of being able to control that dribble handoffs and pick and roll, because they both are very disruptive, and Bam is not scared to switch onto you because he can sit down in that chair and move his feet.
It's going to be a chess match in that series, bro. I cannot wait.
I think it's baby. I can't. Eric Spoelstra, Michael Malone. Man.
The defensive schemes is going to be very fun. Yeah. I'm very interested to see how Miami decides to play against Jokic and Jamal.
You know what I'm slightly scared of?
What? The Nuggets fucking them up?
Yeah. And that's going to come off again as Miami Heat disrespect.
Yeah.
But the only reason I say that is because in the first round in the playoffs, the Miami Heat were fucking on fire from three. The second round in the playoffs, they went against the Knicks. They shot 29% from three. Luckily, it's against the Knicks, who also don't shoot three-pointers.
Yes.
This round, they're going against the Celtics. They're fucking on. Everybody's on fire. Can they stay on fire for 5 more wins? Because they still got one more game against the Celtics.
Yeah. At this point, I'm not calling it on fire.
But only reason I'm saying it's on fire because they did have the whole series against the Knicks.
The Knicks,
where they missed everything.
But I don't think nobody's gonna grind it out like the Knicks again in the postseason. That's why it was so impressive for them to handle us the way that they did when they didn't have Jimmy in Game 2, and because we grimy it up. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of elbows flying. It's a lot of slow pace, a lot of banging. You gotta keep Mitchell Robinson off the gas. We nobody's gonna dirty it up like us again. The Celtics can, but they play with this fucking
we gonna talk about the Celtics because they
play with a sexiness that's just like
unwarranted. It's unwarranted too. I know you got some conference finals appearance and one NBA finals appearance, but damn, how many teams are just gonna sit here and underestimate the Heat? The first round, Giannis admitted to it. they were playing to beat us, and what did he say?
We had our man on the finals.
We had our man on the finals,
which I agree because I said, bro, there's no way that injury had Giannis out, and I'm not saying that Giannis, but like we've seen him bend his knee backwards and thought he was gonna be out for a year.
Yeah,
and
he dropped
50.
They were thinking for 16 wins when they should have been thinking for 4.
It's like let's make sure he's all right for the next round. And he was like, oh, okay, watch this.
And I don't.
And that's like, I feel like that's stuff that Jimmy Butler and like that locker room that they take personally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And they like, oh, yeah.
Oh, these motherfuckers think they finna get ready for the conference finals.
You see Jimmy Butler like come back at some shit that happened years ago. Some mimicking shit that happened 5 games ago.
The timeout to Al Horford.
Al Horford called timeout in game 1.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
Al Horford, how the fuck? How could you ever turn back and look at him like he's doing something wrong when you did it? I, for the life of me, can never understand how people react that way when they
did it.
Yeah.
When the tables turn, they want to give. You
drive your car and somebody cuts you off. It's nothing. You go back and cut them off after they cut you off, and now they ballistic.
Yeah.
Somebody go on Twitter and they talk shit to you. They went and found your Twitter and talked shit to you. You respond, and now they
whoa, Pierre,
Pierre.
I'm a big fan, bro. I don't know why you taking it like that.
And so I couldn't believe. I thought Al Horford was joking. Well, he turned around and did. I'm like, no way you did that. No way. So yeah.
Do you feel like I feel like this series was 6 months ago. Did it feel like the Knicks underestimated them as well, or they just played shitty? Yeah, underestimated the Heat.
No, I feel like Julius Randle being out and
they just played shitty.
And
I think the Celtics looked at this like most of us did. It was like, okay, the Celtics gonna make it to the finals, and they just thought, just based on us being really good and them being an 8 seed, that we was gonna wipe. We beat them last year, even though it was in 7. We beat them last year. You know, we can mimic that.
And then Jaylen Brown came out in his presser and said, guys that we should be able to keep under control are playing above their means.
Yeah.
And
well, newsflash, Jaylen Brown's what championship teams do.
Yeah.
Darrick White, Malcolm Brogdon, somebody's supposed to be doing it for y'all.
And they got no production right now from fucking anybody at the moment. Like, you can't look at a single person in the series and be like, this has been a good series for him. Not one of them.
You know what's crazy? What's probably going to
I'm going to argue.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart tried last game.
He's trying.
He tried.
He had a really good. I can't remember what game it was. He had a really good game where I thought he was distributing and passing the ball.
Yeah, like 10 plus assists or something like that. Yeah.
He's been doing what I expect from him. Is he outplaying himself? No, but I feel like if it's one person, I'm like, I go in the locker room and I'm like,
being himself.
Tatum, I need you to be better. Brown. I'm looking at Marcus Smart. He's the last guy I'm talking to.
And you know what's crazy? When they were waving the white flag, Marcus Smart stayed on the fucking court. That's what I was like, bro, how the hell is Tatum and Brown going to sit in the fourth quarter down 30? You're not going to give yourself a chance? Marcus Smart probably was on the bench like, no, I'm not sitting. Mm-hmm. Them two, they just said, oh, we'll sit, coach.
And again, for anybody that's trying to pull up numbers, statistics, that's not my argument. I just feel like he's giving you what you expect Marcus Smart to give you on a series, which is the effort. And he's trying to, any hole that's uncovered, he's trying to fill it. Nobody's assisting. Okay, I got you. We fighting. We go. That's all you want from Marcus Smart. Hitting a couple shots here and there. You're not expecting him to give you 25 in a series or no shit like that. But he's just being Marcus Smart. I'm actually going to look into his numbers.
And you know what's crazy? To start the game, Jaylen Brown started the game out pretty good.
That's a Jaylen Brown thing. I'm going to drop 15 points.
Yeah, he started out the game great. Then he just fizzled out. Oh,
we got the game log.
He already got the game log.
Yeah, so he ended up with 8, 9, and 8 the previous game, 7, 4, and 3, and then 13, 1, and 11 in game 1.
11.
So
Marcus Smart shit.
Yeah, he got one more game. And I know we kind of broke it down a little bit, but I'm assuming that we're gonna have a whole podcast episode in a couple days with no basketball. So that's when we'll do like an official breakdown of
which I'm happy for. It's gonna take me. I really want to dive into this final, so I'm gonna go back and rewatch some shit and try to see how they can match up. And the Nikola Jokic, Markieff.
Yeah, they got that beef from that. I wonder if the Jokic brothers gonna pull up to every game just in case.
Well, he don't play for them.
I know, but they still got that beef. Jimmy Butler gonna remember that.
Bring your ass back.
Jimmy Butler gonna remember that.
Under over 30 for Tatum tonight. What y'all think?
I haven't bet on basketball,
but I'm just saying, like,
run.
You think we're gonna get one of those like magical Tatum performance where his back is against the wall?
I thought that we were supposed to get that in game 3.
I did
if I'm
too.
being honest.
Same.
Yeah,
he did this down 0-3 to the Bucks. 2 years ago? I think it was 2 or 3 years ago where he came out and just dropped 50 and they stole one when they shouldn't have. I could see that happening. I think that was against the Nets actually.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't call it. I don't know what to take from Tatum anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know. He might have 30 points through 3 quarters and end up with 34 points for the game. Like I don't know. It's been extremely disappointing from the Boston Celtics aspect, and there's a lot of implications going on right now with them potentially be on the verge of being swept. Jaylen Brown making all NBA appearances, meaning that he's eligible for almost $300 million extension.
Same with Tatum.
Tatum also eligible for another extension. So it's like
Joe Mazzulla might get fired.
Damn, can you they said Brian Windhorst said that Joel Mazzulla is going to have to pay the price for being pay the
that
price.
was such a crazy quote.
Stop talking like that, bro.
Yeah, it's a crazy
That
quote.
sounds so violent.
But the team is one game away from being a huge disappointment.
And now all this shit is coming out. They never really fully was over the Ime thing. The players felt the way when he got hired because a lot of them thought he was going to have a suspension.
Yeah.
They definitely thought he's going to be their coach again. Jaylen Brown to the Rockets.
How do you feel about like the early extension of Joe Mazzulla? Because you do it because we doing great. We think he can be the coach of the future. But only reason I'm asking that is because it wasn't necessary. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I compare it to. I compare it to when we see people get married in 90 days.
Oh,
When you're on an ecstasy high of meeting
honeymoon
the person,
phase.
the honeymoon stage, everything they doing in the bedroom is just the best shit ever. They food that they cook is just tasting different. Everything is out, and then those people get divorced faster than they got fucking a bit. So it's kind of like that thing where they was rocking, they was rolling. They wanted to get over that email shit so fast. I feel like they wanted to get over their ex.
They want to try to get some stability, and because interim coach is a title, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they wanted to make it solidified, but he's getting out coached like by 1,000 in this series.
And you can't even be mad at him. First time head coach.
First time head coach.
when it gets Eric Spoelstra.
One
Yeah,
of the best to
not
ever do
not
it.
a lot of people are gonna win that coaching matchup. But
And
they
his players aren't performing, man. They are
Yeah,
not
no.
performing.
as much as you can say about Joe Mazzulla, you also got to look at the players and be like, what's going on, Jalen? What's going on, Jason? Jason Tatum has been very adamant about like Robert Williams, and Robert Williams don't really play. I think he played like 13 minutes in the last game or whatever. So it's a team that has been very, very good for years. We talk a conference finals appearance here, NBA finals appearance here. And still, it feels like they're missing stuff. And if you look at their roster, they traded for Malcolm Brogdon, which I think we all walked out of there and be like, damn, that's such a
That's
good pickup.
crazy.
That's a W, yeah.
He won 6 Man of the Year. They got Darrick White making all defensive team. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown made an all NBA appearance. And you look at
Smart Defensive Player of the Year last year.
season, and you look at the Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo made an All-Star game this year. That's it. You know what I'm saying? They got no all NBA players. Did Bam also make all defensive this year?
Yeah.
Either way, it's like we got this roster that we built that should be perfect. We got all the accolades, we got all the talent, and we getting beat up by this team that just wants it more. That's what it looks like. This is a team that's on the ground for loose balls that don't miss no defensive rotations, and we are just looking at each other like, fuck.
You want to know what it is, man?
We're minus 560 to win this series, and
They
we're
got a
down
bunch of
3-0.
guys that got it out the mud.
I
They
told-
all undrafted.
I gave the Celtics the less is more theory. The Heat have taken it and ran with it. The Celtics was running with it. The Heat are walking with it.
Yeah. Jimmy Butler was the 30th overall pick in the first round. Got it out the mud. Didn't really play his rookie year. Played under Thibs. Worked his ass off to get his minutes. Like they got
That's
a bunch
story
of
for all of those.
yeah. They all got those gritty out the mud type stories, and they gonna come out there and they gonna punch you in the mouth. They're not gonna let you punch them. They gonna punch you first. I'm pretty sure they taken game one in every one of their series.
Yes, they have.
And that just
On the
shows
road.
you. Yeah,
And Denver,
on the road.
Denver hasn't lost on the road just yet, so
And the
game one gonna be
altitude
crazy.
different.
Yeah,
The
But if it-
altitude different.
but you know the Miami Heat have that pressure test at the beginning of every season. That if you don't pass this physical test, that's like, I forget, was it Jimmy Butler? Somebody that plays for the Heat did an interview about like the type of conditioning you have to be in.
Yeah.
It might have been Udonis. Udonis Haslam talk about the type of condition you got to be in is tip-top shape. So if there's any team that'll be ready for the altitude, it might be them.
I remember when Dwayne Wade left Chicago and went back to Miami. He wasn't in shape.
He wasn't
to play
ready.
in Miami.
Yeah, he wasn't ready
even though
yet.
he was playing the whole season in Chicago.
That's a video.
What?
We should fly. Me and you should fly us down there
To go to the finals, game 1.
and get our ass in shape.
Get in Miami heat shape.
Heat shape. They'll have us coming back on this.
Game 3 of the finals.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We should ask Mike to put us through one of those Jimmy Butler workouts.
Hey,
Oh, Mike Smith.
Yeah.
yeah. He's been in every single game for the last
Yes,
2
he
rounds.
has. You
just
catch him
sitting
on
there.
cam just
Yeah,
randomly.
Yeah, which is that's really cool. He's living it with Jimmy Butler right
Yeah,
now.
my
He was in
sister texted
Xbox.
me
I'm like, what the hell?
Is that Mike Smith? I'm like, yeah, he's friends with Jimmy Butler. And shout out to Mike. I love you, Mike. That's I always tell everybody. That's why I met Dana at his house.
Wow.
Shout out to my boy.
I've forever had a connection with Mike.
Forever.
Jimmy Butler is like every single game he's got his camera crew with him, and I'm praying to God that he's filming like some type of doc. It has to be some type of doc.
Guy.
He is a content
He's
head
the guy that
guy.
had his YouTube before NBA players.
One of my tweets was in his YouTube video.
Huh?
One of my tweets was in his YouTube video.
What was your tweet?
When he came with the fucking dreads, I said Jimmy can't be serious.
Oh.
But no, yeah, we need something from this run, bro.
And
Especially if they complete it. Come on, man.
I was trying to buy big face coffee shit in last year's playoffs.
Yeah.
It's no hope for me to get the shit now.
Yeah, no,
I loved him walking through the tunnel after Grant Williams is guarding him, and he like, ain't no way they thought that was the answer.
Yeah.
That was such a great moment, bro. And then he put it on his TikTok account, bro. That's amazing. And then he posted yesterday of him laying down on the ground pointing at Grant Williams.
Yeah.
Bro, this Jimmy is like one of the best characters in the NBA, one of the best players.
Y'all both naked.
A little bit.
Okay.
You know what also make it better? Is that he talk his shit no matter the situation. They
Yeah,
could be
they
down
lost.
0-1
Yeah.
or whatever. He's going to talk. And after they beat the Bulls in that game, when again, the Bulls were fucking 4 minutes away from defeating the Miami Heat. And what are we talking about right now? You know what I'm saying? He said in that post-game interview or sideline interview afterward, he's like, I know nobody believe in us, but I believe in us. And that's all we really need. Or we believe in ourselves. That's all we really need. And here the fuck they are 1 game away from the finals, bro.
I'm
It's a
actually rooting for
documentary.
them. I love Miami. I love Eric Spoelstra. And I love guys who
Well, you know, whatever
talk shit how I talk shit.
whatever team
lose, draw.
wins, that's who we start off next season at. Like our first
I didn't
live
wanna-
show is
I
in
didn't
that
wanna
city.
Put that in there, but yeah,
Also, it's potentially going to be Miami or either Denver.
Yeah, it's one or the other. And I'm excited for both because Denver,
I'm excited.
I'm about to bring my fucking asthma pump.
Stephen
but-
A. Smith has been on TV bragging about how the fact the finals are going to be in Miami again.
Yeah.
Like he's so happy.
I saw a
about
lot of
I would
people
love the road trip to
wanting
be
Miami and LA. The people that have to cover every single game because you're in
sure.
Miami or you're in Los Angeles. But Mike,
And no,
if he was here, he would be talking about how much he loves Denver and he wants to have a ranch in Denver.
Have you ever heard Mike talk about having a ranch?
no.
Because he going to say, call TTW clips. I know there's a clip out there of me talking about this
Mike
ranch.
want to go to Denver because Boulder is in Denver, and there's a lot of.
Yeah. Wasn't it the first state, one
I
of the first
believe
states
so.
to
Yeah, I
legalize
believe-
marijuana? But like, bro,
So,
we live in Illinois. You can smoke all
miss
you
me.
want.
That man
ranch.
said he wanted to have animals on a ranch.
He just talk
We
shit.
never heard him talk about an animal outside of his
horse
cat.
gonna be all on the streets and shit, running loose and wild.
Oh shit!
Eggs gonna be high.
And then me and KB put 2 and 2 together in the party of why he was saying this, and it was hilarious.
What's the 2 and 2? I wasn't there.
Someone he was talking to has
Oh
animals.
my gosh!
And
Oh yeah, his current LeBou
So
thing.
he's the guy who would date Erica Badu and start wearing bow ties.
I mean, in his defense, Erykah Badu is the queen. So
I mean, she had Common dressing crazy.
Yeah.
Andre 3000 was wearing the bow ties and all
Yeah.
that shit. So
shout out to 3K.
Jay Electronica, I'm going for it.
Oh, I didn't know they were.
They
Oh,
got a whole kid together.
she also has a kid with 3K, right?
3K, 7.
That's his name.
Yep.
Her name.
Just hit him.
Him?
Yeah.
Because that's one of them names that could go either way. When you start pulling names out of a bag, you could just attach it to any male or one or
I'm guessing
female.
it's because the 7 is a number of perfection. I'm guessing. That's just what I.
Is it spelt like 7 or is there a Y in there? It feels like there's a Y in there.
No.
Okay.
Why? Because a 7th streeter.
No, just because when you pull a name that's not normally a name, you usually change it up a
Just
little
like
bit.
switch up the spelling.
Switch
a
up
little bit.
one letter. You know what I'm saying?
Seven with a Y.
Yeah, I believe it's SEV and like 7.
Okay. The Boston Celtics, we still haven't really talked about. how
Man,
how
I
bad.
don't have shit to say about these
Yeah,
guys.
I like how we looked at it with the Lakers offseason. I'm just excited to see what the hell they do this offseason. With
But this
the
is
Jays.
this is the dangerous thing because we get to this point, and I feel like it's like we just saw them in the finals run. This is the Eastern Conference Finals. They do have a new head coach. I don't think it would be going like this if they had Ime because they were super defensively locked in. This is more offensive. He's screaming, shoot the threes.
Yep.
Teams can't panic. I feel like this is what teams get to, and they start to panic, and the next thing you know, you take the 4th overall pick in Jalen Green.
or the 3rd overall pick.
And Anthony Simons.
Yeah.
And this shit just come back, and it's the Celtics just ain't the Celtics no more because Anthony Simons and that 3rd pick is not fucking Jaylen Brown, or you do it in shit.
If
Derek,
Derek, hypothetically, hypothetically, would you trade Dame for Jaylen Brown straight up?
No. I don't even understand why Boston would do that. If I'm trading for Damian Lillard, I want to pair him with the Jays instead of.
I mean, he still has Tatum, and Marcus Smart moves over to his natural position.
I see why the Celtics would do that.
I would see why the Celtics would do that as well.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart, Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
I just saw a lot of
Al
conversations about that hypothetical trade on Twitter, and I was like,
And I just feel like there's a chance Jaylen Brown just walks in free agency.
I think this is making the assumption that he gets that contract and they trade it right after.
Oh, he signs the deal and then they trade him.
Yeah.
I actually like that trade. Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharp, Jaylen Brown,
or like Scoot Henderson potentially.
and Scoot Henderson.
Yeah,
I don't know. Jaylen Brown doesn't seem like the type of guy where he would be happy to come to a team where they are far away from
He doesn't
competing.
seem happy with a team that just played.
He's
in
one of
finals
those players that's hard to predict. He's in the Kyrie Irving mode of hard to prediction.
Because he doesn't look happy in Boston either.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's apparent. I mean, you see it all the time now. And people found some burners.
Oh, bro. And that was hilarious because
Yeah.
Portland was on that list.
Yeah.
Atlanta.
and that just sounded like that sounded like
But
a
you
player on his
also
burner account.
know that since the burner thing has started with Colangelo
People
and
try.
Kevin Durant, people try to make fake burners for players all the time.
Jaylen Brown, Jalen Green just said he had a few burners
No, I'm not saying that they
Yeah.
don't exist, but I also think that random people at home are making fake burners
and making
to
it
go
try to
viral.
sound like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But burners are a real thing.
For sure.
And when,
I feel like if an
Jerry
NBA player-
Colangelo got caught, what was his name? Jerry Colangelo?
Jerry.
When he got caught, that opened up the world to everybody's acknowledgement of. Do you remember that story? That was in 2018.
Yeah. We
And
talking about wives and like your
yeah,
personal life.
he blamed it on his wife. He was making tweets, for people that don't remember, he was in charge of the 76ers or whatever. He was making tweets about shit that was happening behind the scenes with the 76ers, like making tweets, and people found, it was like 4 different burners. They found it and put it all together. He was talking shit about Joel Embiid. He was talking shit about No, he was saying that Ben Simmons was the one they should build around. He was on your type of time. And, yeah, he was heavily
He
Ben
probably
Simmons
bought a
related.
Build with Ben shirt.
He facts. He
That
also,
would be crazy if I went back
just
and looked at
walking
the
around.
orders and it linked to that account. That would be crazy.
He made some tweets about like Jahlil Okafor didn't get traded because he failed a physical. He called Joel Embiid a big drama queen that didn't have what it takes to be great. It was just a bunch of shit from like the top guy in the organization that got exposed, and he tried to blame it on his wife, and then he got fired. And what a time. What a time in 2018, man.
KD got caught with his burner.
KD got caught with his burner, but at least he fessed up to it.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing.
Now he just sweeps some main.
Yeah.
Unless he probably still does have another burner.
No,
probably.
he absolutely has another burner.
Jaylen Brown says, "Don't let us win tonight."
Well, the Miami Heat aren't going to let you. Don't worry.
This is a report from the Celtics reporter for the
Sheesh.
Athletic, Jay King. So this is confirmed. He says we've got to be more consistent.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
let us win tonight. Marcus Smart says the same thing. Don't let us get one. Robert Williams does media. Al Horford walks by. We've got it tonight, Rob. We've got it tonight.
I mean, whatever headspace you need to be in to
Yeah.
pull off the biggest comeback in history, do it.
They're saying those things that you got to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine he's like, yeah, I'm getting ready for the offseason.
It's crazy. What if saying that and just coming out and putting up a stinker just sets you up?
Well, I'm sure the Lakers had some comments before they lost their game 4 as well.
You
Yeah.
know what I don't like? And maybe I'm old head type of time. It's be locked in.
Yeah.
I saw the practices of both teams. Jaylen Brown was fucking around with somebody.
Oh,
laughing.
you saw that? Yeah. They
The
was taking
Lakers
like
doing the same thing.
They were taking like silly ass shots and shit, like playing horse. And
I get it. They're trying to do the whole, we're going to remain calm and loose. We don't want everybody to be uptight fighting with each other. I get that. But you don't have to be around this bitch acting like y'all ain't down 3-0, finna go home. You ain't got to do that either. There's a balance to be had. The Lakers are doing the same thing. Look, look. All right, now look where you at. For the rest of the summer. That's all I'm saying.
A lot of time to play RP for Anthony Davis. Is
he a heavy streamer in the summer?
I don't know if he be streaming, but I know he be playing.
Let's find out.
You know how many TikTok clips I've seen of Anthony Davis being a fucking police officer in RP?
Right.
Oh, true.
He's always, and it's not the same creator.
Why
it ain't
the
same
fuck aren't we
subject.
on there?
I know you put it in chat yesterday.
Yes, I did.
I don't know.
Because
I would love to play
I want
GTA
to
RP.
stream.
You got to get a good mouse and keyboard though, because you can't use a controller.
I want to stream for my people, but I'm done playing video games that ain't like RP. I'm not finna be playing Mike and my team for the fucking Twitch. You feel me? So I'm like, let's get on RP. All I need is for one person to show me how to do it. Mike got it, and he act like he don't know what the fuck he did. That's why Mike the worst. Oh no, I just went to here. Oh, okay.
Let's go through some of these rumors. Anthony Davis the Dallas Mavericks have their eye on Anthony Davis. But that's also from Colin Cowherd. So, what sources does he have?
Throw it away.
Dylan Brooks and Austin Reeves are high ranking for the Houston Rockets.
Who don't got their eye on Anthony Davis? So he can't be wrong.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks and Austin Reeves high on the ranking for the Houston Rockets.
Okay.
They got a lot of money.
Brooks
and Reeves.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
They're also interested in Brook Lopez and Cam Johnson.
Yes.
They have the opportunity to turn their roster around with all the money that they have.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll see exactly.
And now they got Ime. He want to win.
Yep. And Jaylen Green was very candid on Podcast P about the idea of James Harden coming.
And he understood both sides of it, where one side it can't hinder his growth, but then one side it can help him, like they can help each other type shit.
James Harden is still good enough where like he's guaranteed you way more wins in the regular season at least. So they won't go. They were going to go from a team that won 22 games last season to more than that.
To probably just winning 40.
JJ Redick got Stephen A. head again.
I saw that. I wanted to watch that clip, but I can't right now.
You didn't play Stephen A. You don't understand our athletic morality. 3 games at whatever South Dakota, Winston-Salem State doesn't count.
If Chris Paul became available, the Houston Rockets would consider acquiring him.
I don't mind it depending on what the contract would look like.
Yeah, he's partially guaranteed. So
if they trade him, does the Houston Rockets get the $15 million version?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying
that's a cap expert.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I didn't know. I don't know how.
The Lakers have reportedly considered making a play for Trae Young.
That
I saw that.
Yeah. How?
Yeah, that's the question. Carmelo retired.
That was such a
just something. Yeah. We knew it was gonna happen.
It was more than something. That crushed my whole day.
Yeah, it was sad to see, man, because I thought Melo was a guy who could have some more left to play in the league.
I think that's why I hurt, because he's not done, but they kind of forced him out.
Yeah, they kind of forced him to be done, because like that resurgence with Portland, Melo looked like a solid 6-man type guy that you could have on your roster.
Motherfuckers is out. No disrespect. You're signing. Joe Ingles is signing contracts, and Melo is retiring. Are we serious, bro? Joe Ingles will get his ass. If I rented out my local gym and called Melo and Joe Ingles, Melo busting his ass. And I know the game is much more complex than that, because you got to coexist with 4 other people on the floor. But I thought Melo did a really fine job of that in Portland and with the Los Angeles Lakers. And he was a bright spot for some of the Lakers last year when they couldn't buy a fucking perimeter shot.
It's cool that him and Bron did get to play together for a little bit, though.
Yeah.
Even though they both were old as shit.
It would have been better if we could have got him, Bron, CP, and Wade.
Yeah.
At 38.
Well, they'll all be done in like 2 seasons or so, and then they can play over 40 league together.
Melo looked the fucking best in shape out of all these.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Melo
besides Bron, obviously.
Melo came to the Blazers ready to hoop immediately.
Yeah.
So
he turns you into a believer.
Me and a believer of what?
Him.
Oh, yeah.
Did you remember me and Darrick were like, the Trailblazers shouldn't sign Carmelo.
Oh yeah.
And then you ended up buying a hoodie of it. So I was like, he completely changed the course of things.
Was done with the Thunder.
I thought he was done. Yeah, I thought he was done. Oh no, that was the Rockets.
The Rockets.
With the Rockets, yep.
That's crazy that they released bro after like 12 games just because they started off ass.
And then he gave 2 more good seasons after that.
Yeah.
And then here we go.
I really loved him with the Blazers. Like he was cool with the Lakers, but they made him look a lot older. He looked like Boris Diaw.
That's because with the Lakers, that they make you just stand in the corner.
Yeah, just stand.
And he was one of the youngest people on the team. That was the oldest fucking team of all time.
And with the Blazers,
Rajon,
all of the old
Wayne
dudes.
Gallington.
At least with the Blazers, like they're giving the ball and let him do his vintage shit.
Yeah,
ISO in the mid range. Yeah.
I love the Blazers. The Blazers was old Melo hooping. It showed you that it could coexist and actually be a part of something. I like that season.
And you can't tell me a team can't use it off their bench.
He fucked somebody. That was Zion. He had Zion in that mid post ISO, and he gave Zion the works.
His footwork has been immaculate his whole career.
What was his season high for the Portland Trail Blazers?
Did he have a 30-piecer where he lost his mind? 31.
I'll go
29.
I'll go 33.
32.
33, 32.
We
was right there.
33.
We was right there.
A game that there was no Damian Lillard, so he got a lot more touches than he normally would.
Hey, that shows you. Melo can still hoop, bro.
The Detroit Pistons. So
yeah.
Don Maker was on the court for that.
Telling me he can't play for the Pistons right now?
What about his season high with the Lakers last year?
15.
He definitely had like 19, 20.
29.
29?
He had a 29.
He got a 29 piece off with the
It's the one
Lakers?
right here. It's 7
And I know,
threes.
shout out to our audio listeners. I'm not trying to be bogus, but it says right here,
No LeBron in this game either. So when the star's out, Melo turned it up.
cook Zion with no dribbles.
Oh, yeah. That's nasty.
Let's see.
Get my boy that ISO in the mid post.
He
Jab. Yeah.
He wasn't.
No dribble.
Oh man. Yeah.
No dribble.
That's kind of crazy to get cooked by
No
somebody not
dribble.
dribbling.
Man, Melo, I miss you, man. Melo, we need you on this podcast. We need Carmelo Anthony on this. We're going to ask some questions that everybody ain't going to ask. We going to do unique shit. I know everybody tired of doing podcasts and shit because everybody asks you the same questions. You coming through the wire, it's a different field. We really fans.
I wonder if he is doing a media run with his retirement.
I hope so.
Probably.
So we need to hop in. Yeah,
Push.
we need to put
House of Highlights. Get on it.
They never get on guys.
Get
on
on
media
it.
rounds.
I'm demanding it.
We
I am
got it.
demanding it. Carmelo Anthony. Y'all gonna make me hit up Omar Raja because I know him and Melo got a relationship. Come on, I want Melo. I'm not even laughing. I want Carmelo Anthony on this podcast.
The last thing they want is for us to hit up Omar Raja.
Well, shit. I don't give a fuck. I want Melo. We finna start doing shit right in this motherfucker.
The last thing they want is
I
us to hit
want
up Omar
Carmelo
Raj.
on here. From here on out, we get shit finna get handled the right way.
Shout out to our boy Omar, man. I ain't talked to him in a minute.
I don't want to get Melo 5 years from now.
Yeah, get him now. Especially since he's topical. Come on now. That's easy views.
Well, I would have took him even if he wasn't retired.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to disrespect Melo. Act like we're getting him because he's topical. I want to get him because
Melo was
his
the
voice
reason.
needs to be
Yeah.
heard. I want to talk to him about nuances. I want to talk to him about what he looks at, how he just cooked a motherfucker with no dribbles. It's different when you talk to your peers. All of the smoke interview knuckleheads, yeah, they going to get into shit because they ex-players, they peers. We are fans. We going to ask the shit that fans ask.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we fans with common sense. We ain't going to ask them stupid shit.
Speaking of topical, where the hell is this draft content we did?
Oh.
We're going to start doing shit right. We're not going to wait till Anthony Black is drafted to then talk to him about the draft lottery.
Yeah. Hey, so be it.
But
It's out of our control.
But like I said earlier, I'm done talking because when I speak, they try to pin me as I'm mean. I'm done.
You're the ultimate heel.
I'm done speaking.
I actually really, really like this watch.
From here on out,
On some very unironic shit. I'm gonna get the battery.
you won't hear a
replaced.
peep from me. We're just gonna let shit fall. Not gonna say nothing. Not gonna Just come in here, do my job, and I'm gonna exit. Not gonna speak.
I feel you. I don't think you're a bully, P.
And that's coming from the dude people think you bully the most. So if he don't think you're a bully, then I think you're in the green.
Hey, I just take it on the chin and realize that some shit you got to do better.
What was y'all favorite moment from Philly? I know we weren't there
From
long
Philly?
enough to do nothing crazy, unfortunately.
Oh man, my favorite moments.
When dude was trying to argue with P about Damian Lillard being equally as good as
yeah,
Steph
that
Curry.
was crazy because he asked it. So for the people at home that didn't see the episode, once we got done with our normal show, we opened it up to the public, asked us questions, and he asked us a question. It was like, if Damian Lillard switched spots with Steph Curry, would Damian Lillard have the same career as Steph Curry, whatever? We turned it down because Steph Curry's arguably the greatest point guard of all time. And then that was the end of it. Until later, when we were doing our meet and greet and stuff, he waited to be the last person, basically.
And keep in mind that
argue with Pierre about
they
this.
separated the lines into people who want to just take a picture and who want to just get something signed or either want to say something. And he waited a long time.
He waited 2 hours.
Yes.
In that line.
He was a cool guy too.
Yeah,
He's
was.
cool. Yeah, I don't
No,
want
very
to
cool
People
dude.
get that. That's I said that a while ago, like a false narrative, or not false narrative, but a false notion that people have about me is the energy I express with y'all on here. They're gonna get there. So people do that in my DM where like they have this idea or they have this hot take and they throw it at me because they think I'm gonna go back and forth.
You think
with
you're
them
going to
and,
respond hot?
Yeah, I'm gonna just be like, no, blah blah blah, and it's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
That's not me. I'm like when I'm not on this set and I go like in the studio, he was in there talking basketball. I sat my ass down and I played my fucking Nintendo Switch until somebody said something directed to me.
Yeah.
But I'm not breaking my neck to talk to people who I don't talk back. Y'all are my basketball circle. So I'll communicate with y'all, maybe my dad, but outside of that, I'm not breaking my neck to really be your answer. Hey, P, this is when I get all the time. Me and my buddy were having this debate. Can you settle it? No.
Yeah, no, that happens all the
And
time.
that takes the fun out of it. Y'all
Yeah.
supposed to debate and have no answer and just have the debate. That's the best thing about debate. Nobody's right. It just goes into thin air and you stay on your side, he stays on his until potentially something happens and then you can say, oh, I told you. That's the beauty of a debate. The debate, you don't want nobody. I'm supposed to come in like Judge Joe Brown and say, no, he was right because technically, no, all I did is just throw my opinion in the mix. Right? You know what I'm saying? But that takes the fun away. So, yeah, I don't. Him doing that at the live show, he was cool, so I wanted to be cool with him. But that's not how basketball works.
Debates aren't about who's right or who's wrong. It's about who puts together the best
The
argument.
best argument.
He was trying to put
that's what
together a
makes a debate.
compelling
That's
argument
all,
too.
but that's just not how basketball.
Yeah.
The KB could get on here and be like, man, we beat the Heat. We technically be in the finals.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
you do when you do that. If Dame went to the Warriors, but it's like, no.
I mean, say it ain't true though. If the Bulls beat the Heat, they be in the conference finals up 3-0-2.
Man, if the Bulls won, the Bucks would be in this motherfucking moon. Giannis would have took 17 games off and shit. But yeah, man, we've never had Damian Lillard be in a conversation of greatest of all time, and I just hate that thing. That's just a lot of wasted energy. If Tracy McGrady played, that's what I told him. If Tracy McGrady played with the Lakers instead of Kobe, he probably would have all of the shit too with Shaq, right? But who gives a fuck? Because it didn't happen. It didn't happen. What are we gonna sit here and reroute?
It's so unimportant.
So unimportant. Let's reroute Kobe's career if he played with the Magic and Raptors instead of with the Lakers. Who wants to do that? Well, I'm not breaking my neck to discredit somebody that much or to hype somebody up that much.
It's just some 2K shit. If you want to know, just go to 2K. Make the switch in 2K and you see what 2K says.
But you had a good one too. Damian Lillard ankles wasn't as bad. So he gets his money and they don't have the room to bring on Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
That's how history fucking works. You have to think about that shit. Yeah, they win 5 more games, so they don't get the Thompson pick to get Clay. You know what I mean? Maybe Damian Lillard's a lot more healthier, and yeah, they win 6 more games than when they didn't have Steph, and so now they can't get Klay Thompson, and now they fucking get somebody else that we can't even remember. And now, boom, you have no Splash Brother. You have to take in consideration of all of that shit. You can't just say
Butterfly effect.
let's take him. Yeah, but great fucking movie. Part 1. Great movie. Great movie.
It was a great time.
My favorite part of Philly, though.
That's crazy, though. I mean, obviously, the bold answer is the show was fun. You know, meeting all the people was
Yeah, but
fun.
that's the boring answer.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But other than that, I didn't do shit while we were there. I walked to get food.
Which I had a problem with.
Mhm.
But this new Pierre, who's not going to speak on shit, I'm not going to say nothing about it.
We tried to go sneaker. We did go sneaker shopping. It was a fucking bust.
Fuck it. I can't. I have to be me.
Okay.
The book that I've been reading says I can't suppress my emotions and feelings. I have to accept them. I
W
have to
book.
acknowledge them.
W book. Oh,
Yeah.
what was the book name that the homie had a sign, bro?
Oh,
The Law of
the
Human
law
Nature.
of human
or
nature.
something like
Yeah, something like
The
that.
Law of
I
Human
gotta look
Nature.
it up right now.
I'm rereading a book that I've read before called Emotions by Osho. And yeah, he says in that book he says like it's something for women. It's like a thing dedicated to women. He's like, women, the most dangerous thing you can do is have a partner or have a husband who doesn't get angry, because he's suppressing his emotions, and before you know it, one day he's going to explode and he can potentially kill you.
Damn.
Like
That's
he
really
talked
quick.
about like, if you go back and you look at like marriages and people who kill their significant other, that's like they talk about like how they got possessed, or they don't even realize what they did, but they suppressed so much that it exploded, it bottled up and exploded, and just had this rage that was uncontrollable. And he took it to obviously the highest form of what it
I
could be.
just ordered the book.
But Human Nature,
Mhm.
what is it called?
The Law of Human Nature.
Law of Human
It's gonna be
Nature.
there by 5:00, which makes no fucking sense. Why is Amazon? How does Amazon get it done?
Same day delivery is the best shit you can ever get.
But it feels so unethical.
But listen, he's not here. But I want to hold Mike accountable. I understand we all the
Holding
different.
somebody accountable when they're not there is funny.
I would do it if he was here.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. And I did it halfway already. He was trying to book a flight where he wouldn't even be on the same flight with us. He would arrive at a whole different day than us.
He would for the people at home. He would arrive the day of the show
That morning.
and then go to the show, then come home the next morning. Well, we arrived a day earlier.
We are a 4-man group. I may do a lot of talking on here, but I'm very aware that this podcast wouldn't be where it was at if it wasn't for all 4 members. KB has the biggest fan base, but we are aware that the podcast wouldn't be where it is if it wasn't for all 4 members. Mike dresses the worst, but we are aware that it wouldn't be the podcast without all 4 members. D Mills say some wild shit. I got my gun in my blue purse.
Tiago Splitter being the first
Tiago
spur
Splitter.
that comes to his
That
mind.
is shit that I wouldn't have done, and we wouldn't have that moment.
Yep.
That's why the podcast wouldn't be what it was for the 4 members. So with that being said, we have to take these trips and we have to maximize it as 4, just for us. Just for us. So when we go sneaker shopping and we don't have all 4, it's not a big deal. But to me, it is a big deal because we have come so far. I remember when we would go on these trips and we would go in stores and sometimes motherfucker couldn't buy shit.
Mhm.
We now in a position to where we can really.
That first trip to New York, we went to Soho. We was a store watch. Went into Kip and had no money in the pocket.
And it's just from my own memory. Yeah, we want to shoot content and do the documentary and shit too. But just for us 4, I just feel like we should have moments because us 4 did this. Shout out to HOA. Shout out to everybody who's been a part of it. Shout out to all the fans. We were the delusional 4 who sat at that table that first episode and said, we can do something. So let's create more memories with just us 4. Let's just go get something to eat. Let's just go get a fucking Philly cheesesteak and just have a moment.
Yeah.
And it's every stop. We should be. That was my second time going to Philly, but that was really kind of like my first time. The first time I went was so fucking high and by. It was quicker than that. We came, we went, we left, and went to New York. But it's like, so this is really my first time. It's with y'all. Your first time going to Miami is going to be with us. We're all going to go to Toronto for the first time together.
My passport just came in yesterday, by the way.
That's a moment we should share. So when Mike want to sit in the hotel room till fucking 5:00, he can do that for sure. I'm not telling him how to live his life. But for me, I would have for us to have at least one moment where we all do something together. Whether the camera is there or not, that's through the wire. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
I was surprised at how bad shoe shopping was. Like it wasn't many options.
The second store was pretty. I think the second store
had potential. Yeah.
Tech service bad.
I should have low key bought. They had a Denim Tears sweatshirt. The bitch was $900. That's why I didn't buy it.
They had a whole little rack of this shit. Yeah.
And I was so close to buying
I'm
it.
glad you didn't though, because it's starting to be, starting to see it too much. Just saw Kanye in the whole I didn't think I just seen him. I think I had, it was a picture of Kanye wearing this shit a couple years ago.
Probably
actually.
why shit's $900.
But it's, yeah.
A $900 hoodie sounds crazy.
Should be fire
Yeah.
until you start seeing it so much. Then you just getting into the crowd.
Yeah.
You're just being like everybody
It
else.
was a cool design, but I was like, I'll just wear my all black hoodie to the live show. And that's what I did. Just an all black hoodie.
No, I think that's a dope thing. I was finna buy a whole Louis Vuitton hoodie. I'm like, why? Let me not fall into that trap. I'm gonna go in this motherfucker and I'm gonna have on a $70 fit.
And you look good.
And we but yeah, the comments were saying I was the best dressed.
Yep.
So it's like let's just fuck it up.
Yeah, I don't think the price of what you're buying determines like how good it looks.
No, not at all. I think people fall into that. We're gonna Burberry this, Burberry that, and then they still like
hoodie was $1,700. I'm thinking, how many times could I get out of it? Not a lot. Because then it's like, damn, he wearing that Louis Vuitton hoodie all the time.
now you gotta take it to now you look broke because
you can't dry it. So
yeah. Now you look broke.
Yeah. Motherfuckers who wear designer all the time.
I just want it to be fly as fuck, but designer is just not me because it's so like I see so many YouTubers get their bag and they got the money, not including you. But like I'm gonna say it, FaZe Rug. They've made FaZe Rug go viral so much, and he have a whole Gucci down fit with some off-whites. So they like, look, you still gotta wear it right. Yeah. No, this is FaZe Rug, but I'm just saying what I see. You see people buy shit off the designer rack, and it still don't look right because it's like you gotta have that flavor.
Yeah.
Give me a vintage tee, and I'm cool. Like look at this Kirby Puckett shirt.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Kirby Puckett. I have a baby
picture of me wearing his Twins jersey.
Chicago's very own, man. Paid $30 for it. Love it.
I am trying to figure out what to wear in Miami though.
Yeah, that's different.
You know, it's very funny. I was on TikTok. Literally, I typed in Miami outfits. I was trying to figure out.
That's the same as dressing off the mannequin.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to figure out what's the vibe. Like, what actually do people wear?
You were the vibe. You were bringing Chicago flavor to Miami. You're not trying to like a Miami.
I think I'm going with a boat fit. I think I want to look like I'm going to a boat. That's not that far. Okay. But I am gonna have to find some shoes because you can't just throw some Jordan 5s on with no motherfucking boat fit. But I think I want to go something colorful, bright, silky. I'm fucking with the hat. I think I'm taking the hat vibe whole tour. I respect hat, dark shades, whole tour. I think so. I got to figure out. I bought some going crazy over that hat.
Some knit polos that I might bring to Miami. They're clean as fuck, bro. Knit polos,
but
clean.
That's the boat vibe. A nice polo.
I'm going open shirt too. No undershirt.
I may wear
you're gonna see my 3 chest hairs.
I may wear like a top hat.
Like
not the big
Abraham Lincoln type shit.
Not the big Future one, but like we playing what's this shit called? Dominoes.
Oh.
And I'm smoking a cigar with my hat on. Old man type vibe. Miami cute.
What is Mike gonna wear now that we're not dressing him this time around?
That's a good question.
I definitely couldn't see him actually trying to go out and find it.
He's not putting together a fit. He's going to wear a Lakers hoodie.
I'm finna Google.
HOH Lakers hoodie is my guess.
I'm trying to find my inspiration on Pinterest. I'm finna go into Pinterest and search this one thing.
You know, when I was starting, like, there was a period of time where I was like, oh, I'm going to get into fashion. I didn't. But, like, I had an inspiration
I got one aboard.
Album on my phone.
Yeah.
And it had a lot of Tyler, the Creator, and A$AP Rocky. Because then I really love. That's nice. I really love the way they was dressing back then.
It's cool.
And I think I've still taken.
I had to stay off Pinterest because whenever you type as a fast, it's just all white people.
It is.
Black people get fly too.
Yeah.
Like all
anytime you see a black person and looking fly, they just name it streetwear. Yeah. Like, damn, we can't wear a suit. We can't wear a button up no more.
Like, look, this is my board for Styles P, but then it's just like I don't look like that.
Speaking of that, on some very real shit.
Matthew McConaughey. What the fuck?
I'm about to get some suits tailored. I cannot fucking wait, bro. I cannot fucking wait.
Like more suits than what you're already wearing?
I don't have a single suit.
Oh.
I don't have one suit. I don't have one
I other than these in my closet for that wedding.
That I guess that's true. Yeah. Other than those knit ones, I was just telling you, I have nothing with a collar on it.
Yeah, I think I've been wanting to do what Steve Harvey has said in that one video. Where
you get 3 suit coats, 3 shirts. Yeah,
and it's 71 out.
Yeah, you can make 75 suits because the black suit go with the blue pants. And I was like, that's smart. I never like they all do go together.
Yeah, I was thinking like, when do I transition away from streetwear and start to be on some like, because next chapter. I'm assuming that I'm gonna do some more TV shit.
And you want to get in the suit game?
Because when we went to go get fitted for the wedding, when I had that suit on, I felt fucking good.
You whenever you have a suit on, you feel amazing.
I was dirty. My hair was nasty. I ain't had no line up, but the suit was clean. I was like, I kept up with myself and get my Cartier tank in a couple days and then wear this suit, well, I'll be fly as fuck.
I don't think I could ever do the suit type shit, but I like the golfer.
Yeah.
Type of.
Yeah. So I'm excited. So just know that one time y'all might see me coming to the podcast with a fucking collar shirt. Just know I'm trying to feel out how the next chapter of style goes for me.
I think it's gonna be very good.
Yeah. Even though I fucking love collecting vintage tees, though, that's one thing I love more
You
than
can still
anything.
do that.
The hardest part of dressing different for me is the shoes. Like even when the show we did in Philly, I put that fit together. I'm like, what shoes do I wear? I wore those OVO 8s because they were just it was black.
Right?
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like I had the proper shoe I wanted to wear.
Mm.
And then we went shoe shopping. You know what I'm saying? And it's finding that shoe, but then it's also finding of originality. I'm so tired of running the dunks as like I feel like dunks are a getaway out of jail free card.
Like Air Force Ones.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
Forces.
I'm gonna just take the easy way out instead of like.
I think that's the part that's gonna stay. Whether I'm wearing a suit or whatever, I feel like my sneaks gonna be the thing. I can't see myself with some fucking alligator skin.
Hell no. So it's like when you're trying to combine a suit with the proper shoe,
I just think you got to tailor the suit right that will fit well with a sneak. You know, more likely not a high top sneak though.
Exactly, because you're trying to wear a Jordan 5 with the big ass tongue all in the way. You know what I mean? Shout out to Adidas, man. I'm trying with these. I don't even know what the fuck these is called, but
Adidas, they hooping
Sambas,
shoes.
those are Sambas.
Adidas hooping shoes have been coming along. They came a long way.
Adidas
The
in
Harden,
general are
I think they
kinda-
dropped the dropped the preview of the Ant ones.
that it looked ridiculous.
Yeah, they look clean as hell, bro.
I want those.
Yeah, for sure.
I want those.
Shout out to our
for sure.
Adidas family, man. Yeah, they got some shit. They got some real shit going on over there.
That might be the first like Adidas hooping shoe I actually go buy is the Ant ones.
I had some Donovan Mitchells back in the day.
You had the Darrick.
Oh, I did have
You
the
did
first
have
Derrick
D-Roses,
Roses. I
yeah.
did.
And you had some Dames, I thought.
No, I don't have any Dames. I forgot those Derrick
I
Roses
said
so
Donovan
long
Mitchell.
ago.
I
I
had
forgot.
Dames. That's why I had Dame
you had
fives.
Dames?
I had Dame
Okay.
fives.
Were they comfy?
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember. You know, I always keep like fucking 6 hooping shoes, even though I don't hoop. So all of them get like two wears, and then I just never go back to it. I have like some staples.
Have you wore those Hardens yet?
Nope.
Oh,
Because every time I've hooped, I poop with y'all, and I don't want to wear the same sneaker just in case one of us another one of the 4 want to wear them too.
I would have Harden's the first time you ain't have them,
yeah, I didn't.
and I didn't wear them again because I feel like you was gonna have them the next few times.
Because I've been hooping in them and they feel comfortable as hell.
So I wore the Cobes.
The only sneaker that I feel like hooping sneaker that I have that I feel like I got a lot of burn with is Dwayne Wade's Way of Wade 5s or 6s, the mustard ones. They're not a very good looking shoe, but they're the most comfortable hoop shoe I've ever had.
Really?
Like no exaggeration.
And he's with Ling Ning, right?
Yep.
I had a pair of Ling Nings once, and them motherfuckers were not comfortable.
Was
But
it
this
the
was like
Evan
when
Turners?
yeah, this was like when they very first started rolling out.
Yeah. When they first started getting like American talent.
Yeah.
And Evan Turner being the first one is fucking crazy, but you got to start somewhere, right?
Gotta
Yeah.
start somewhere.
And now they got who? Do they got D'Angelo Russell or some
he
shit?
would D-Wade. He would Way away.
Yeah. So yeah, Way of Wade had. I mean, I'm looking at all of them. They they ain't great. Way of Wade 7s for anybody that's wondering. Way of Wade 7s is the one that I have, and they are a very comfortable hoop shoe for me. And I have a wider foot too, so like even like the Kobe Grinches I can't wear for a long time because they're so narrow. But the Way of Wade 7s, I can't. I dunk
Those
them.
Grinches be looking so sexy
So
on the court.
sexy, yeah.
They do.
So sexy. And you think about it, 4 years ago, you couldn't wear those because they had the policy where you had to wear the team colors.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the only time you could wear Grinches was literally on Christmas Day, which is crazy. Now you got people wearing them every single. It was the most hooped in shoe in the NBA this season. Fun
Makes
fact.
sense.
Fun
'Cause
fact.
honestly, they just, I don't know, something about when people are wearing them, like, ooh, he got on the Grinches.
Yeah.
Like, they just pop
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
I remember people had think pieces about Bronny, and a lot of think pieces going on around Bronny right now after going to prom again. But about his whole team having Grinches on. The whole team had a pair of Grinches, and they're like, "Those $800 shoes. You're in high school. You shouldn't have $800 shoes in high school." It's fucking Sierra Canyon. Everybody
I
that
was gonna
goes
say,
to that school is filthy
You can
rich.
have whatever the fuck you want when LeBron's your dad.
Facts.
Right. So it's like,
Nike contract. Did he even pay $800?
Yeah, he probably didn't even pay
No,
800
no.
man.
They probably just got sent to him.
yep.
They're fucking friends with the Bryants.
A lot of think pieces about teenagers, which is so weird to me.
Yeah, we shouldn't overthink what teenagers are doing. Especially
We
for
should
prom.
I'm of the
Overthink-
opinion we shouldn't overthink anything.
Yeah.
We shouldn't
Twitter's not
overthink-
real.
We shouldn't overthink teenagers. We should be so past the fact that black people and white people are going to date and create life.
Yeah, I did that thing. I
Yeah.
created a life.
Like, I don't get the topic anymore.
Yeah.
My grandparents did the shit in the 80s. What are we surprised for? Like, literally. No, I'm sorry. Not the 80s. The 70s. So I don't understand why this is even a topic. Do y'all do that and then y'all go on Instagram and literally thirst over a light skinned person who came from the same thing? It's mind blowing.
That's why I keep trying to explain to people what you see on Twitter and Instagram is not real life, bro.
Yeah, no, it's
like
not.
that's like chronically online shit.
For real.
It really is.
I don't go in a barbershop and people are having these conversations.
At all.
I don't go to a fucking barbecue. We didn't go to eat a cheesesteak and people were outside having that conversation. It's literally and that's why I tell people I'm on Twitter less and less these days, because I'm seeing people wake up and they look for a problem and put it on Twitter.
Yeah.
The way to get attention is to have a think piece and have a problem. Everybody in life right now on the internet is trying to find a way to be offended. And I live my life the exact opposite. So I don't enjoy being on Twitter as much, because it's literally, how can I be offended today? What can bother me today? Mm-hmm. What can be a problem? What can be negative? And I live my life in a positive
I want to say that's
way.
not to undermine the actual real life problems that we see, but like a lot of times it's the most random stupid shit.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, bro. This has 50,000 likes. This shit.
But that's why I like the fact that there's multiple things, because you can see people talk about interracial dating on a 17-year-old on Twitter, but then you go on another app and literally people are thirsting over interracial shit. It's just like, I'm gonna just go over here and complain, but I really love it over here. I'm gonna just do what everybody else doing, but it's really something over here.
Every single one of those social medias have their own language, and Twitter's very think piece heavy.
Twitter, we're gonna drag Ja Morant, but then we're gonna go Instagram and we're gonna glorify the same shit that kind of parallels the same thing. Oh, we hate this, but I'm loving the music that signifies the same exact thing. But I'm gonna have a think piece on Twitter. But then I go on the same person who have the think piece, and I go on Instagram, and their story is them listening to the same music that's destructive to the youth and that the people follow. So it's a fucking contradiction nonstop. It's the same thing with fucking rich and broke. Oh, I'm gonna go on here and call people broke, but then I'm also on this and I'm spending money on dumb shit. It's like, oh, now I want to talk about financial literacy, but now I'm on Instagram showing you that I just spent my family just spent $50,000 on a prom send away. It's a contradiction. All of it
on a prom send. That's crazy.
Do you see these prom send away? Motherfuckers got helicopters, Rolls Royce Phantoms.
Okay, I haven't been on those enough because I haven't seen that.
That's the shit those are also think pieces now on social media where people are like, hey, when I have a kid, we're going to have fucking hot dogs and hamburgers, and your ass going to prom. Yeah. It's like,
did y'all do anything special for prom?
Bro, we couldn't.
No, I didn't do anything.
Get on buses and
my sister dropped me off at prom.
My mama dropped my ass right off to
say, bro.
Real?
Yeah.
We had to take a bus.
Oh no, my sister just dropped me off.
We took a bus to school. We took a ride to school, then we got on the bus.
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah.
So
she dropped me off.
Drop you off to prom.
She dropped me off at the school. Yeah.
You got on that big ass bus with the entire senior class.
Yeah.
So nobody.
The bus ride was fire too. It was fun as fuck.
It was harmless.
Yeah. Dude, my sister's graduating 8th grade tomorrow, and it's fucking weird, bro.
Damn. She went on a luncheon.
She went on her dance last night.
Okay.
Did they do like the 8th grade field trip?
Right. She didn't.
Oh, she didn't?
But they did. Suzanne's sister's in
Six
DC
Flags?
right now. No, they went to DC.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's when they didn't let us go on school trip.
Did you go to St. Louis? Or?
Nope. They said that there were too many people on free lunch.
That's
crazy.
That's wild.
We didn't go because we had too many people in trouble.
That's
at the beginning of the year. They said there was too many people on free lunch, so they thought no one could afford to go.
That is
so they took away all the trips.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy as fuck, bro. I went to Gower, which is one of the richer schools in the district for the 8th grade year, and it was like 4 of us that didn't go on the school, like the trip to DC, but they still made us come to school. And we just watched fucking movies for the whole week.
That's terrible.
It's terrible, bro.
All year we was planning to have that trip. We had 3 crazy incidents, and they said, "Yeah, this class is not going." We had this girl got jumped in the stairwell of lunch, Burr Ridge, because I know you didn't go.
The circle one, in the center, right? Or you talking about the one that goes up by the gym?
Yes.
Oh, that one. Okay.
These dumbasses. This is how the lunch went. You have to go all the way to the lunchroom, which is downstairs and quote unquote the last level. So it's like the basement. Mm-hmm. And to go back up, it's a hallway. It's a staircase. Mm-hmm. It's a door and it's another door. The lunch teacher, the fucking gym teacher, he would be in there. He would dismiss you. But when you go on a staircase, there's no supervision.
And there's no cameras.
So the girls would get dismissed first. And now the boys would get dismissed. So when we get dismissed, we going up to try to go, and all the girls are still there. They blocked this one girl in there, and like 6 girls is beating her up on the stairs.
Damn.
And that sent them off.
Right.
We had another one where in my English class, 2 people cut the phone cord. There was a phone where if the kids are misbehaving or a fight happened, the teacher just get the phone and it goes right to the big room, which is what people got sent to be when they was bad.
Mm-hmm.
They cut the phone line twice because she had to call like once a day. So they just cut it. And so after all of these, and then there was like one more fight. So it was like 3 crazy ass. It's one thing to have a little fight or whatever. I think this one girl poured hot soup on the boy. Like,
damn, on some J.R. Smith shit.
Yes, literally. It was like 3 incidents, and they say, hey, that St. Louis trip, you can forget about it. Y'all might not even go to Great America.
That's crazy that they didn't just punish the people who were involved and just say, yeah, y'all can't go.
Our 8th grade class was wild. Was wild. I only got sent to the big room once. That's because Lavelle was playing. He threw a crayon. It hit me in my eye. I got up. I backhand slapped him. The teacher saw me, of course, sent us both. Luckily, he went to the court. We both was like, hey, we ain't got no beef. He hit me. I get him back. He said it wasn't shit. I said it wasn't shit.
That's eerily similar to something that happened to Kyron back in the day.
What happened to Kyron?
We were at the library, and a kid threw a book and it hit Kyron in the face. And Kyron got up and beat the dog shit out of that kid.
And there was no beef?
I don't know if it was ever beef, but I just remember Kyron getting hit with something that was thrown across. It wasn't intended to be thrown at Kyron, but it hit him. And he ain't want to hear none of that shit.
Yeah, that's what I was on. I was already pissed because I was getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Because of my grade. So I'm in there now, I'm focusing up, and he fucking around and he throwing some shit at somebody. And I remember saying, hey, don't hit me, bro. Like I'm trying to do my work. And that motherfucker not only hit me in my eye. And it was like a little yellow crayon. It was so little. I'm like, why the fuck do you even have this? And I got up, I walked over there. And of course, the teacher didn't see shit, but she saw the slap. All the crayons going back and forth. She didn't see none of that. Just oblivious to all of that. But the retaliation is what they always see. And she's like, y'all go to the big room. We went down there. We was laughing. Like, hey, man, it ain't shit. It ain't shit.
Y'all know who's in the big room a lot? Tyler.
Yeah, because his mom was in the big room.
He did not care about getting sent to the big room. It's like he purposely would try.
Tyler didn't care about anything school related, and that's why he's in the military right now. he was like, school's not for me. I need to find some other way, so let's be a Marine. He's doing this thing. Shout out to our boy Ty.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ty. You finna go see him? Or is that
he said, oh.
Oh, no. I forgot that he was in Sandy. At that moment, I had just forgot. But he might not be there.
Oh, so it's not to go. I thought the whole point.
Well, I do want to go see him if he's around. But like if he can't be around, then I guess Jules will probably come with us. But I don't know if he'll be there.
So this is what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Was the plan to go there because he's there? Or?
Oh, no. It was just like the backup plan to go there. We were actually originally was looking at other places.
Oh, okay.
But
See, I was under the impression that the whole thing was because they were there.
Oh, no.
Okay.
But him being there is just a plus.
Right, it's a plus. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, he put his time in to potentially be here for the wedding, so let's see if he ends up getting approved for that.
Oh, wow. What do y'all do about the suit, though?
He got fitted. Then he went on the website and just put his measurements in and then ordered it that way.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
At least that's what he's supposed to do. Did he do it? I still ain't heard back from him.
Mayhem.
But that's what he's supposed to do.
Because I don't think he's at home right now. It looks like he's at a base.
Yeah. Maybe.
So.
Not sure.
He had somebody measure him with the iPhone measurement tape. Oh, they just dropped some mellow teas at Brand Scene.
Hey, we appreciate y'all watching and listening to this episode through the wire. Our boy might get well soon. Hopefully he's ready for Saturday's show so we weren't able to make fun of him. That's probably why he missed the show.
No, we made fun about his older, his sin, why he got sick. He don't watch his ads.
True. But I was talking about the Lakers shit.
We said he was the worst dressing through the wire.
Yeah. And he don't watch these episodes, so he'll never know we said those things.
Shout out to everybody, though, man. It's a big year. Much love to the big foe. That's all I'm representing for the rest of the year, this big foe.
I didn't realize, this is so stupid, that our faces correspond with where we sit.
There's no way you just noticed that.
I swear to God, I just noticed
that. Did you notice that I got a beard?
I noticed that my hair is short, very short.
Do you notice that I got a beard?
I see that you got a beard now.
Look at me. I got a beard.
Honestly, your shit is connecting right now.
It's coming in.
Yeah.
But that is like.
Yeah, that's like.
That's full,
You got it. Yeah, you got it.
Look at Darrick. Mayonnaise in his beard.
Hey.
Piece of Philly cheese, provolone, and fell in the beard.
I'm mad we didn't get to go to Angelo's. That's one thing I am upset about.
We could have, but you told me you didn't want another cheesesteak.
Oh yeah, you're right. I did want something different. That Philly cheesesteak fucked me up first night.
And before we end, I'm going to make it my duty to one day we're going to go to Jenny's Ice Cream.
Oh,
it's one in Oak Brook. I would take you today.
Okay, this is a Jenny's Ice Cream in Oak Brook. Okay, bet.
Because you wanted to go in Philadelphia.
Yeah, the way you was talking about it, it just sounded amazing.
It is amazing. The only thing I'm going to say, like I told somebody else, it's nothing that I would live on.
Yeah.
So it's like when it's hot, you always want ice cream. I'm not going there on some. Y'all trying to get ice cream today? Let's go there. But
occasionally,
here
going there.
Them flavors is good, but they don't have like chocolate and vanilla.
Or just like strawberry.
I'm not getting no fucking powdered jelly donut every fucking day.
Yeah, I feel you.
But yeah, we gonna end. My man's up here listening to music, so I think that's our sign.
All right, man. We out, bro.
Appreciate y'all. Peace.